Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wieland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd, and tonight I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood live streaming crew. Theater of the Mind Players is a collection of wonderful players who I've brought together to play all of the great games in the world outside of Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons has exploded in popularity over the past 5 years. One of the main reasons for that is the live streaming explosion as well, where people watch people play Dungeons & Dragons. And it's a wonderful thing, but an even more wonderful thing are the other games that are out there that people can play. And so we are playing those games to get folks who are already enraptured via Dungeons & Dragons to expand their horizons, and try something, try a different meal. At the very least, try something different off the menu. Our game here tonight is our second season. You already did the book hold, sorry. Our second season of Masks, A New Generation from Magpie Games.
Craft beer.
This is our, it's a craft beer made from the Tears of Players.
We're the soccer of nerd sports.
We should run these taglines at the meeting, guys.
Women's national team.
And
Rain FC.
We Masks. If you are joining it, first of all, if you're joining us for this episode, go back. At the very least, go back to the first episode of season 2, Masks Past Tense. But if you haven't listened to any of our Mask shows, go all the way back to Masks Season 1, Future Shock. And that will give you a bunch more context of behind all the reasons that my players here tonight are going to try to murder me before the night is through.
And more puns than you know what to
yes,
do.
Right so. What we'd like to do to kick off every episode is we have everybody introduce themselves, introduce their characters, and talk about what their most memorable moment from our last game session was. This also always takes our table by surprise. Everybody immediately, for those of you who are podcasting, everybody has that look of, oh shit, the test was today, wasn't it? On their face, which is why I'm vamping a little bit for time here. But this is I think is a valuable tool.
So long ago.
It was a week ago. It was less than a week ago.
It was last year, Rob.
Much has changed.
We totally broken the kayfabe of whether or not we are live or taping, but I think most people understand that. But anyway, this is I like to use this tool as a way to kind of get people centered in on the table and ready to play the game. Because when you start a game, I think it is actually important to have, because some dungeon masters will argue like, no, as soon as you sit down, the books come out, it is go time. And no, this is ultimately a social activity, and you should take some time to talk about your week, talk about things that happened, start, discords with embarrassing high school pictures.
I don't know. Are you saying that you should be friends with the people you play games with?
I know it's a weird concept. Sorry, Jordan. But
are you saying that you should post really embarrassing show choir videos for your friends?
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
But there should also be a moment where where that stuff kind of fades in the background and the focus should be on the game, and that is what this element is for me, where the players are you trying to Kreskin the book here to
I'm focusing on.
Okay.
It's like puppetry. You threw the puppet.
Are you doing a no adaptation of
I'm
my
cheating
speech?
the book out towards
that's
the
good, that's
camera so that the audience can see.
So now that I have rambled on, hopefully everybody has thought of their moment. I'm going to look at. We're going to start with the guy who was nodding vigorously about figuring out their moment. So.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at her.
No.
Right.
Well, you leaned like 3 feet back to make that possible. So.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was.
Tony was like, Ninja Roll!
Hello! My name is Tony Cheek. I am playing Sean Braddock, codename not using that word.
Ooh.
Codename
Codename.
Horizon.
Oh, the struggle is real.
My favorite moment from last episode was the amazing pep talk I got from Auntie Arate.
That was great.
Mhm.
That was great.
And super unexpected. So
She is pretty great. Respect.
Well, the key to playing adults in this game is to have them do unexpected things, because that way they can be unexpectedly sweet and you're like, oh, and they can be unexpectedly dickish and you're like, ah, and that really, encapsulates the teenage experience from that perspective. So, our next player, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne. I'm playing Palamusa, Aka, Arate. My favorite moment from last
Lord of the Board,
episode-
I hope that that you set up Team ACA hashtags on the bottom that flash.
Declare your allegiance.
Yes.
My favorite moment from last episode was the potential reveal that Arate may be Aftershock.
What? What?
I give Rob way more credit. He can pull a rabbit out of the hat right now. For all we know, it's like a chicken. It's okay, so...
Wait, Aftershock is a chicken?
Three chickens stacked on top of each other.
That's the new Dr. Pepperoni
Dude.
franchise.
I forgot
if he did
Chicken
that, I
Man.
would be
Chicken
stoked.
Wait, so then wouldn't it be fried chicken if it was Aftershock?
Yeah. What
Senor Chicken.
would be the
Crispy.
what would
Yeah.
be the chicken franchise in our house? Since we do seem to have a recurring theme of franchise restaurants.
Los
one's
Pollos Hermanos.
No.
Burnt Sparrow.
Wow.
Anyway, but
I just think of you when I think of birds, okay? Including just poultry in general.
Okay, so yeah, I don't. I feel like if I was going to reveal Aftershock as a chicken, I think Brad has it. We'll get to him in a second. I feel like that would only be included with the. By the way, we signed a big crossover deal with Kentucky Fried Chicken, so here's your piles
So
of money.
Aftershock is the
Here's
Colonel.
the Colonel's.
Colonel Sanders report. Anyway, Brad.
The chicken place should be called Look, It's a Bird.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
That's good.
Bravo.
Honestly, where's the pun gun?
Bravo. All right, let's go to our next player, please.
Oh, it is me.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Danielle Bryn, and I'm playing Hannah, Aka, Felix, Aka Squad. Wasn't my favorite part because it was rough.
This is why I say memorable.
Yeah.
Because favorite implies, yes, it was positive, but sometimes the good stuff ain't positive.
Yeah.
But I think I know what you're going to say, and I agree with you.
My most memorable part of last episode was when Helix Prime died.
Oh, wow, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Spoilers.
What did you think I was gonna say?
Hannah's first kiss?
Oh.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Oh,
too.
right.
She forgot that happened.
Man, that sedative
Didn't
that
we
remix
name the episode First Kiss
Remix.
Last Stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, death is a little bit more permanent
Yeah.
than first kiss.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Unless
okay,
there are
okay.
like 70 clones.
Yeah.
Well, let's
That
retcon
poor
it then.
clone
No.
died without having
If
ever
that's the
been
one that
kissed.
came, I just thought that was a very memorable
You're
scene.
like, I just thought I acted it really well, and I'm very upset.
And I'm very upset that you did not give
Rob,
me...
it's even more memorable now because Hannah Prime has never been kissed.
Oh.
That was...
Here, I'll take the knife back. from the back.
She's got a bayonet on that pun gun.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's a bayonet.
Let's go to our next player.
Hi, I'm Ethan Exton Anderson, and I am playing Figment, Aka Francis Bishop. My most memorable part was probably me trying to send my mother away to protect her, and she just shown back up and be like, what the fuck?
That was good.
There you
That was a really good moment.
And our final player.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson. I am playing the Sparrow, also known as Quinn Elliott. And my most memorable, I have two, either standing up to Hades or saving Sean's ass.
I have a request. Can you just go back and just do Quinn as flown as Sparrow?
I'm taking the pun gun away from you. Give me the pun gun.
No.
Damn. It's actually an arm attachment. It can never be removed.
She's like pun dead shot.
That
It
makes
doesn't-
so much sense.
Samus.
That explains a whole lot.
Pun Samus.
All right. So now that we have those memorable moments fresh in our minds, even if some of us had to beat our brains to get there,
Can't believe that I couldn't remember her first.
that's okay. I will only remember it for the rest of my life.
You said most memorable moment, so
We.
obviously.
Obviously, it wasn't that good.
Or remix.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, remix.
So, we open in the aviary, but not the aviary that the heroes have been using for the past couple of years. The sort of, because I remember we said that you guys kind of got like an old aviary.
Well, it was like the old clock tower.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are in the aviary. You're in the current aviary that Owl uses.
Oh.
So, I kind of imagine the aviary that you guys have is nice, but it definitely has that, like, it's the...
It was really nice in
I
the
use...
late 90s.
Yeah, I use... My mom gave me her old couch, kind of, college, first college apartment superhero base.
Some areas still have the 70s wallpaper.
Yeah, there's some shag carpet, like, it's not gonna lie. There's probably some of that, like, 90s sort of, like,
It's feather duster paint.
yeah, or like the
my mom did
sort of
really
that
good.
maroon with like weird patterns. That's like star patterns, that kind of
so
stuff.
much maroon.
The old aviary is like meeting at an American Legion. The new aviary is like meeting at the corporate penthouse.
Yes, yes. So this is much more, like you come down the elevator and the owl computer is like, clearance granted to Sparrow, clearance granted to Helix, clearance granted to Figment, clearance granted to Horizon, clearance granted to Arete.
Wow. How does it tell between Arete 1 and Arete 2?
You don't know because Anti-Arete isn't actually here right now.
Okay.
You have been gathered because after your experiences last week and finding out about Aftershock's invasion of the underworld, you went to Sparrow and Arete and were like, and told them your tales, and they were like, okay. And Sparrow was the one who was like, we need to tell every hero in Halcyon City, and they need to come, and we need to fight. And that's what this meeting is leading up to. This is the point where you are going to go speak to the superhuman team called the Paragons, who are the top team currently in power in Halcyon City, and basically plead your case to convince them to put the word out to have everybody join you and fight the threat of Aftershock together. So as you enter into the aviary, Owl is already there, and she dramatically turns, with her cape flapping in the wind, which is weird because it's like a cave, but whatever.
She clearly has like fans.
Yeah,
set up in her costume.
Like just on the boots of her
Yeah.
shoes, so it's heels of her shoes, so it has that nice perfect.
They're like those Dyson spans though, so they're like totally silent. And just...
So my question as the GM that I have for all of you is, how do you get to Paladin 1, which is the satellite that is the headquarters in geosynchronous orbit over Halcyon City? how do you get there? Does this aviary have a teleporter, or does it have a rocket ship?
Scotty, beam me up.
I think it's a teleporter.
It would make more sense if it's a teleporter. It would be
I think the instantaneous travel is something they'd be
Rocket
more.
ships are so much cooler.
They are
They're
so much
cooler, but I feel
Less
like they
efficient.
go more efficiency over style.
But anyone can teleport. Not everyone can take a rocket.
Figment, get out of here.
Yeah, why don't you just teleport yourself?
Yeah, fuck off.
He will fuck off.
You don't need to tell me, twat. Okay, so it looks like we've got rocket ship, teleporter.
I'll teleport.
Teleporter.
I don't care.
You have avoided having to vote.
Story of Tony.
Not making a choice is still making a choice.
Do you always choose
If you
the
choose
silence
not to
option
decide,
when there's
you
a
still have made a choice.
The ...
Yeah, the ...
whenever you're doing
Mhm.
The, optional
the
wheel.
lone wolf? I'm clearly thinking about this, but I'm not actually saying anything.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to think of actually if
Fuck.
if Horizon had a hand in
Yeah.
building either of them.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Did he?
He did
Okay.
because he's smart.
Okay.
Smart.
Smart.
The
It's a table full of idiots.
I wonder if he if maybe Moonshot built the originals, but they basically wanted you to upgrade and also make sure that there wasn't some weird like kill switch in there, so that like, oh, we're
Yeah.
beaming out. Oh, why does it burn so much? Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. That makes a lot
Or
of sense.
us. We've all been turned into birds.
Right.
Mhm.
Most teleporters are just 1 second away from being a disintegrator. So-
Well, there is a strong if Sarah were here, which she's totally not. There is a strong discussion among Star Trek fans about whether or not teleportation is actually teleportation, or if it's just weird
Dreaming.
cloning replication because
I believe it's cloning replication.
you die because your patterns are ripped apart.
but they perfectly replicate you,
Yeah,
like the
right,
location
so-
instead.
Fascinating.
That's what I hope it is. That's
that-
just way
I personally
cooler.
subscribe to the Willy Wonka
I knew
theory.
you were going to say that.
Which is
They
I totally knew you were
transfer
going to say that.
They
That's 'cause
make
you're
you into
a
little
psychic.
TV signals.
Oh,
And then
okay,
you become a
okay.
lot smaller in a TV.
now I kind of want to
Hey,
see.
I like TV.
Now I kind of want to see the Oompa Loompas come out after a transporter accident. So we'll save the rest of that discussion for our Star Trek Adventures episode when we do that in like
10 years.
5 years. I don't really know. The owl then turns to you and says, "Horizon, would you be so kind as to program the coordinates in to the do I call it teleporter?
The
The
Birdinator.
No, this is not bird. This is not owl tech. Everybody
It's not bird
everybody
tech.
from the Paragons has one of these.
Okay.
Just call it transport.
The machine that goes.
I don't know. Just call it. Would you?
The relocator.
No. Would you kindly program in the coordinates to the ring, please?
I will not. I'm kidding. I totally will. Sorry. And I do.
It's the 5 of you plus Owl, and you also know that Arete is supposed to be here, but she's not here yet. So you still have a few moments before
Which Arete?
Arete 1.
Arete Prime, dare we say, anti-Arete.
Antite.
I like that we've come up with like 5 different names for her. And so you have a few moments to kind of talk or discuss. Do you guys want to talk to each other?
No.
No.
I
So
don't want
what are
to
you-
do anything?
what are- Well, let me ask you this: what are you doing while like you feel like the machine going? And I think there's
I think Spare's probably checking gear and just making sure, like, because she knows we're going into a big fight, right? So, like,
Well,
I just want to make sure
this is
all
in
the
theory-
boxes are ticked. Like,
this is in
I've got a
theory-
spreadsheet, and I'm like, yes, we need the grappling hooks. We need the owl copter.
Horizon is completely, totally going like, is the machine supposed to make that noise? And he's making sure that he's like, I don't know if it was supposed to do that.
We're like, yeah. Who changed the buttons on this thing? God, how can you teleport when the seat is so far forward?
One of them just makes a fart noise.
Yeah.
Arete has 2 ginger ales, and she makes her way over to Sparrow
Aww.
awkwardly.
As like Sparrow, you're counting like owl feathers and like how many yards of grappling hook rope that you have in the aviary.
Are you
Oh, Sparrow!
Hey, look, she's a demigod. This is subtle for a demigod, okay?
I
Cough, cough, cough.
heard. I heard that the transporters make people nauseous. So here you go. And I hand her a ginger ale.
Thank you.
I also want to say sorry, bye. And then wait. And then I like pause.
Well, I think you turn and then you're like, nope. This is not how normal people do it. You have to actually like slug it out.
And I turn back around and I say, I shouldn't have yelled at you. You were just trying to help me. I'm sorry. I should have explained instead of just snapping. I had a very long day.
Tensions were really high, and look, I've been thinking about this like since you disappeared. And
Yes, you have props. Go ahead and use them.
can we?
We don't have to do empty coffee cups.
Can we stop doing like whatever this thing is that we're doing? Like, I get that the owl and your aunt don't get along, and like I don't like your aunt, you don't like the owl, and like whatever. But like, for the most part, like we're always trying to do the same thing. So can we just like do the thing?
In the points.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Do
Yeah.
either of you want to make the comfort or support move here?
I will. Do you
sure.
have anything going on with the...
No, but it would help us shift labels and whatnot.
Well, on a hit, you can mark potential or clear condition or shift labels.
Potential would be good.
We
Oh,
should
fuck!
do
I never
that.
used my goddamn potential. I was supposed to pick something from a different playbook, and I didn't do it.
now. Do it now.
Yeah,
So
That's what
after,
the
I'm gonna
after we
support.
do the roll
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Scrambles in a new one.
You're like,
Yeah.
"Roar!"
I feel stronger.
I rolled an 11.
What do
And
you
I
add
add
to it
something.
Monday?
mundane.
So I rolled a
10.
6. Can I add
So there are things you can do here.
team to
You,
it?
yeah, this would actually be a very interesting move to burn a team.
Because
Selfishly.
So-
you're the one that would add like the potential based off of my roll though. Because it says they.
Yeah.
Right. But okay. Let's see. Let's map out how this works. So you rolled a 10. You rolled an 11, correct?
10 with my negative 1
Okay.
and mundane.
So you would, excuse me, you would add a team to the pool or clear a condition, but you don't have a condition, so
Correct.
you can add a theme. So you could basically zero sum this
Mhm.
if you add a team to the pool.
Well, so yeah.
Because either way, you get to
do whatever you want, whether
Yeah.
it's marking a potential clearing condition or shifting labels. And I will add a team to the pool because I can't clear a condition because I
Okay.
don't have any.
And then I'll use a team to get it to 7 so that you can mark potential clear condition or shift labels.
I'm gonna shift labels.
But you also have to say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates
Oh, because of the.
because that's what burning team does.
Oh,
is-
yeah, shit.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Well, you went over there in the first place to absolve your guilt. And that's kind of selfish.
Well, it's kind of like in
What if
a.
there's only 2 ginger ales left?
That
I
is true.
totally wanted one.
You fucking nerds.
Yeah. There's
What
a
if-
little
what if-
label that said, "Do not drink figments."
Okay.
I sip the do
We
not-
all know that Figment absolutely steals shit out of the team fridge all the goddamn time. True or false? True or fucking false, Figment?
True. 100%.
You know what? No, I
What-
didn't do that.
what if you like? Because I feel like Arete makes a genuine connection with Sparrow here. But what if you're on an 18 on the blackjack table and you're like, hit me, and then they pull the card and you maybe say something condescending about one of the other teammates.
That's so hard, though. I'm like really full of love for everybody right now because they all just.
Well, then you can not spend this, and you can instead mark potential.
Okay.
No. Wait.
Well, I'm trying to because it would be part of the
she still gets to
conversation,
mark
right?
potential
Yeah.
because
You made the move.
Yeah.
It just means that she wouldn't get to make the move.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Would that be part of our conversation?
I feel like it has to be because that supports the move in the fiction because you guys are hugging it out here and like I feel like that it's a good button of like, oh, Sparrow and Arete hugged it up, and then you say one thing and you're like, yeah, she's still kind of a bee.
Damn it.
Because she said something about.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
for the brotherhood I'm trying to build here to
That's
not
great.
become aftershock.
That's
In the
great because
real
I know
future.
exactly the move that I want to make.
But you get to mark that potential.
You still get to mark the potential
Or
though.
whatever.
I might shift labels because if I fail 4 more times, I might as well try to get it.
Yeah, like this is the last show of the season. Smoke them if you got them. I know 2 of you MFers have some moments of truth to throw down here.
That actually, I'm going to shift labels because that way I have
Okay.
like a little bit more extra punch power until I use that MOT.
Okay.
That MOT.
Use that mot.
Wonderful.
Okay, I remember the one I was going to take.
Okay.
So you have your hug it out moment, and you hear the owl computer echo, greetings, Arete.
Present.
Warning, unknown presence.
Huh?
Who is by the entrance?
You mean the entrance to the aviary? Or
Yeah,
entrance
to the aviary.
Well, I'm by the teleporter thing.
Probably-
by Sparrow.
Probably me.
Oh, you recognize who the unknown presence is?
Because it's you.
It's Remix.
Fuck! Oh, shiz.
I thought it was gonna be Hades. Never mind. Oh.
What do you do?
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab him by the throat and hoist him up against a wall.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
You-
Tapping Sparrow on the shoulder.
You motherfucker! How fucking dare you? You ass! Yes, you ass!
Jerk!
Face!
Oh wait, you're the one who impersonated me.
What?
See, we all hate him, right?
He let him talk,
Who
but
is this guy?
no, don't let him talk. He's gonna say something stupid about me, and he's an asshole. Asshole.
Arete puts her hand on your arm
Mm-hmm.
and says, he is here for a reason. Please put him down.
I'll release my hand from his jugular, and I'll say, no foreplay for you.
And he drops and he kind of smiles and says, I mean, technically that kind of...
Fuck right off.
I offer him some ginger ale.
He doesn't deserve ginger ale.
No! You just... I was gonna
Meanwhile,
finish
Figment's
that.
like,
You can have mine. He's an asshole.
No, it's fine.
The owl Roomba comes out and just gives you a dirty look as it's like...
Sorry, Kirby.
And just go, all right, you dickwad, why are you here?
Yeah. Face.
And he gestures towards Arete because he's still readjusting his throat after you nearly, ripped out his larynx and
like,
bit into
oh.
it like an apple.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does your neck hurt? It's so bad for you.
Remix is here, says Arete, because he is here as Hades' representative. The gods are still unable to come into the mortal realm, and Hades wanted to be sure that and Hades wanted a representative at these negotiations with the Paragons.
This is bullshit.
We're not representatives?
Well, Arete, you deal with the gods all the time. Would you trust them to wander off and go negotiate something and then come back and tell you everything that happened?
No.
And Hades has both dicked over and been dicked over by the gods like 3 times as many times as, like Zeus or Hermes, right?
Pretty much. Hephaestus has a pretty bad time of it,
Well,
but
he's kind of...
don't talk bad about him.
Okay.
You know who's a dick? You.
Jinx. And that's real. That's what Sparrow and Helix actually do.
Sean, what happened with this guy?
Well, I know what happened to me. They seem to be stoked about him possibly getting choked out.
That's more
But I don't
He
know
was
why-
a shapeshifter just stirring up stuff for Hades up here.
Oh.
I'm just
Doesn't sound
staring
too
at
bad.
him the whole time.
He is not looking at you in the eyes at all. You can feel the shame radiating off of him like
Good.
a heater.
Like a warm blanket.
Yeah, it's like a warm blanket of shame. It's just... whoa,
I really want to do the
whoa.
Dwight Schrute identity theft is not a joke remix.
Okay, so now that I am not being immediately threatened, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to you for impersonating you. Like, sorry, bro.
Mhm.
I...
Make you
that-
wanted by the police, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no,
Pretending
that's
to
fair.
be my brother.
That I didn't know.
I'm joking.
I totally would have said that had I known.
Jokes.
I want to apologize to you for for breaking out of the spike after you put me there. But you all should know that the spike is actually not very safe, and you should probably have a couple meetings on that. It's just I'm not criticizing. I know.
Podcast listeners, I just did the I'm watching you from the Meet the Fockers.
And
Meet the Parents, other one.
Or, there's that universal,
Yeah, you know.
I'm watching
It's
you.
just a
I
very
know
obvious way to say it.
anything I say here will not
Well, where's
change
my
what
apology?
happened. What
Figment, for the first time in your life, shut the fuck up.
I thought it was funny.
But I'm just gonna say it out here. I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for the last minute of what happened 3 days ago. But everything else up to that, I am...
What happened 3 days ago?
That was when... or actually, no. Well, do we want to... How much time do you want to have in the jump between...
It's like 3-ish days.
Yeah, 3-ish days.
Yeah.
But everything up till that was really, really nice.
You can't even look at me.
I'm trying to show deference to a predator.
Arete definitely laughed at that.
Would you look at an angry lion in the wild?
I think we should give this guy a chance. He's kind of funny. Not that I know what happened or
He's
anything.
not funny.
Sorry.
He's mean.
All right, you guys want to know what happened? Does everybody want to know what happened? Because we're going to talk about this right now.
If
okay?
you're only comfortable.
So,
Actually, that's when the
Oh, great, let's go.
the ring is active.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
I fell into
So-
a burning ring of...
Actually, I kind of like the idea that you
Can I
start.
run from something difficult?
No. I like the idea that you start telling the story and it all happens while you're teleporting. So you're like, and then this mother.
can you just hear my particles go, God damn it!
and you disappear in shimmering golden waterfalls of light.
As soon as we get to the top, I'm like, fuck, I didn't finish my checklist.
And the shimmering waterfalls of life pour back down, and you are all standing on the deck of Paladin 1.
Can I rematerialize yelling?
Yeah. Which, yeah, feel free to say whatever embarrassing thing you want to coming out of it.
Like, and that's when he stabbed me, okay? So,
He stabbed you?
yes, with a syringe.
Injected. Technically, inject is technically the term.
Sir,
We don't
roofies
need-
are not okay.
Thi-
Need date.
no. This was not that. This was, and Owl was like, we can.
To this later.
I didn't finish my checklist.
Would you like to go back? Welcome, she says, to Paladin 1, the state-of-the-art headquarters of the Paragons. And, like, everything is shiny. Everything is glinting steel and frosted glass and well-appointed.
And we're
Like-
in space.
You are in geosynchronous orbit above Halcyon City.
Have any of us ever been here?
No. This is
Okay.
like
In space?
you have been a minor league team. Welcome to standing on deck at Wrigley Field. Like,
Have any of us ever been in space?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Parents have.
Maybe have we ever had space adventures when we were a
No, I
teen
think
team?
I feel like they. Well, you guys figure it out.
We
Doubtful.
followed the Green Lantern that one time. No.
Is there
Probably
gravity
not.
on
Probably
this
not.
thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think we've mostly just been around Halcyon City.
Yeah.
Okay.
and this in theory
pretty fucked up
it
place,
mostly
so.
watches over Halcyon City, but it also casts an eye skyward to alien threats and things like that. And there are 3 individuals there to greet you. Standing in the center of the trio is a what looks to be an African American man who is wearing a obvious super costume with a stylized atom on his chest, and he has a big wide smile and says, "Welcome to Paladin 1. I have heard so much about you kids. This is Nucleus. Nucleus is was one of the founding members of the Paragon team, and he is very enthusiastically shakes everybody's hand, and any of you who are fans of superheroes are maybe a little bit starstruck because this guy is one of the stars of the silver generation of heroes. He threw himself on a nuclear bomb to save Halcyon City, and somehow it worked, and he absorbed that energy to become one of the brightest heroes of the silver generation.
In that case, I think Horizon's a huge fan because they both deal in energy.
Mhm,
So he's like,
mhm.
"Oh my god, energy! I have energy."
Well, I think he's like, and Horizon, it's so good to meet you, young man.
Hi.
And he does like a buzzer bit
Yeah.
where he's like,
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I heard you were
I like him.
I heard you were an energy absorber.
I am. I totally am. Oh, I got the jolt from that. Thank you. Oh boy.
I have the weirdest phone around.
And standing next to him standing next to him is Army of One, who is standing at military parade rest, and he has camouflage pants and the sleeveless shirt and what look like dog tags, but like dog tags from like some sort of weird, like dog tags from Star Trek or something. Like they're very thing, and you recognize that's the button that he pushes, and that's when the armor comes out and encases Army of One as as sort of the representative of the Bronze Age here. Like he actually has actual guns on his armor as opposed to like laser stuff. Like he has some laser stuff depending on the thing. Right now I think it's probably a little more lasery. But I think he goes to Arete and talks about how he fought alongside your aunt at a few, but he does it in a very like we fought alongside together during well, no, I can't tell you about that one. There was the no, we can't talk about that one.
I did read the redacted file, 47A, if that helps.
It does.
So she does say that you were cool together.
I'm glad. I look forward to working to running submissions with you someday. And then the modern.
They definitely have a thing.
They definitely boned.
They definitely had a thing.
I think there was an honor or duty thing going on between
Okay.
them. Like,
So they wanted to.
yeah, which is even worse.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the unresolved. That's all it-
like basically, take out Steve Trevor, throw in Tony Stark, and I think that's kind of what you're going with.
Yeah.
For there. Like we were trapped together in a foxhole, and yada yada yada, and then we.
And there was only one bed.
Yeah.
But it was so cold.
It was some it's this weird. It
We were
happened
in
one
Antarctica.
night thing where he's like
Oh,
hanging
it's like
the.
that episode of MASH. Sorry.
I got a snake bite on one of my butt cheeks. Well, that was the redacted part.
Anyway.
Hawkeye and Hot Lips hula hoop.
Well, that's the whole thing is like he's like hanging up the pieces of armor as like a curtain and like and then the third other member of the Paragons is the speedster known as Zinger, and she is barely older than any of you. Like she's the youngest member of their team by far. And she's basically going, "Hey, how you doing? Where's it going? Hey, how you doing? Where's it going? Hey, how you doing? Go." And the only thing that seems to be faster than her actual super speed is her mouth, because she's just talking up a storm. And she's like, "Do you guys need anything? We got plenty of stuff to drink. I know ginger ale.
Can I get a beer?
Well, you don't have a fake ID, do you?
No.
You should. First of all, if you're going to be asking for beers, and she pulls out like a handful of like, pick a card, except it's all like different fake IDs.
Let's go. I like the California one.
And she flicks it at you. Okay, now I can get you a beer. And you've got a beer in your hand.
Thanks, babe.
I look at the owl and I'm like, what?
Technically, we're in international waters.
We're not in
Space?
water.
I mean,
Are there
Space
laws
water.
for space?
space.
Do you? I think it's like by galactic law, it's technically legal.
I think.
But
Yeah.
is it wise when we're okay?
I'm fine.
No, wait.
I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
Well, let's get started, shall we? And they, the Paragons lead you to like their big holographic meeting table, and in the background there are screens. They're like there's a world map where there's like blinky red lights, and there's like galactic maps where there are other blinky red lights, and there's like video feeds that are scrolling. And each of the Paragons sits in a chair with their like logo behind them on their behind their head, and like you guys all kind of have like the guest chairs. Like, they're just kind of like hover stools that just go like they come out of the ground like and
Stand behind my arms crossed. No, parade rest.
okay.
I said
Straight up.
I go, Figment, can you illusion me a pillow for this hard ass stool?
I don't think that'll help.
What
You'll sit through
are you saying something about my butt? Or are you saying something about the stool?
both.
Wow, wow, says Zinger, you get angry when you drink.
She's just always.
That's
like
my
that.
secret zinger. I'm always angry.
No, we can't use that.
No, it's
We're gonna get a phone call.
She's always hangry.
you're not wrong.
Is that Helix or Danielle?
Yes.
Immersion.
I've been playing myself this whole time.
Gentlemen, says the owl, I have called this meeting of the...
Like, most of us are girls.
I have called this meeting of the Paragons to order because there is a grave threat that my young team has uncovered. I find it best that they describe this threat in their own words. I have spoken with Arete.
She talked to you.
I just say 1. Just hold up a 1.
I have spoken with Arete, and she looks at Arete. And we believe that there is... We believe that this threat is something that we need to deal with on a very large scale, but I leave the actual tale to be told to... And she looks at you for a second. The tale to be told by Sparrow's team. Sparrow?
Good day.
This is gonna go.
Helix is chuckling.
I pull out.
Sparrow, this super badass by day, terrible public speaker by night.
I pull out note cards.
What pocket in the owl belt is?
Puts her forehead in her palm, like, okay, I'm gonna let her do it. I'm gonna let her do it.
And I take the deepest breath possible because I'm trying to calm myself because
Through your
we all
nose.
know I'm really good at this.
Can I comfort or support her?
Yeah.
Can I just stand next to her, elbow, and be like, "You got this."
Yeah, make that roll.
You got this roll.
If you roll this well, I have to actually make a really good impassioned speech, Tony.
Yep, you do.
No, you just don't have to be as nervous about
Tony,
it as you were gonna
you're
be
an
before.
actor with years of experience.
Yeah, this is a chance for you, and you're also not lying. This is the first time that you're...
Got 11.
You got 11. Okay, so
I'm
that
shifting.
means you can shift labels,
You can clear condition.
I don't have any.
Not mine, right?
or you can mark
Yeah.
potential.
You can.
And you can either add a team to a pool or clear a condition yourself.
I'm gonna go ahead and mark potential just in case I fail a lot this season, this episode, because I could level up before the end.
I like this. I like the fact that you're kind of weirdly calm now, like around all this machinery and you're standing on the same deck that your dad was, and more importantly, none of the rest of the Paragons were like, "Oh, you're Moonshot's boy, are you?" And so you feel like, shit, maybe I can be a hero.
Yeah, I definitely think he has that moment of I earned it. I'm here. Yeah.
You're your own person.
I should have grabbed actual note cards and used this.
Well, you don't.
No, I have plans.
Okay. Speak.
Right there.
Speak as much as you want
Where are
to.
the note cards? That's fine. This is fine. What is the team called?
Our team? We don't have a
No,
name.
not our team.
Paragon.
Them.
Paragon.
Oh, the Paragons.
Okay. I knew we were on Paragon 1. But
We're
I
in
The Paladin.
Paladin 1.
Yeah. They're the Paragons with the
Okay,
grins.
alright.
Maybe you should mix those up every time.
There's also the vessel with the pestle in there.
Paragon 1. My team comes to you today with an impassioned plea for your assistance. And
Dramatic.
Let the record show that she ripped up her cards.
and threw them
behind
And threw
her.
them.
my team has
I just imagine the Paladin 1 Roomba comes out. It's like,
Yeah.
I just imagine the Farscape little cleaning
Like,
buff.
sorry, JoJo.
so I throw my cards.
just disintegrating things and
Glaring at you with his googly eyes.
So I throw my cards and I take a moment to walk around to the head of the table.
Okay.
And then I stand just very calmly in front of them. My team has been through a series of trials that I don't know that anyone could have handled as well as we did. And through those trials, we've come to understand that we are uniquely capable of handling many things, but the threat that comes before us cannot be handled by such a small team. We need to bring forth the power of all of Halcyon City's heroes. What is coming towards us is no small threat. It is threatening not only Halcyon City, but reality in its entirety. From Earth all the way down to the afterlife. We cannot do this alone.
What is the threat? Says Nucleus.
Aftershock. We received a message after our...
And like a does it like a holographic, like, you know.
We received a message, and I step off to the side. From the future, from our team member Helix, who, obviously in the future, told us that someone from our time was going to become a terrible aggressor against humanity.
Is this the first time you're hearing about this?
I'm fairly certain we looped her in on this.
I mean, this is
we haven't done it in game.
We have not done it in game.
I feel like we would at least have told her before the big meeting about it.
Was that on your agenda?
Yes,
Make
it
your-
Sparrow
okay.
says that, you're like, oh yeah.
What?
You forgot.
No, I mean, I feel like we definitely
no.
took the time.
Yeah.
We were like, Helix, this is the thing that you sent us.
And I just feel like,
No, I think I agree. I feel like they
Yeah.
like you've been around long enough that they're like, so you should probably know this.
Yeah. Yeah, so I step aside and let them watch the video.
are you sure this is gonna work? Oh god, okay. White Owl, I am sending you a message from the future. Oh my god, I know. I'm aware of how stupid that sounds, but I swear to God, I am not lying to you, okay? I'm closing a loop, all right? In the hopes that you can stop someone back then that is far too powerful now. White Owl, if you were still with us right now, you would not recognize Halcyon City. It's destroyed. Everything is destroyed. Oh, God. The villain's name is Aftershock, and it's one of us. Bunch of dumb teenagers that you took in when you found out that you were sick. Is that machine supposed to be going? Is that one of ours? Oh my god, I never got to say goodbye to them. One of us. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just have to take a little time if they ever see this. This is the only time I'm going to be able to reach them. Okay, I'll start with Figment. Francis. Oh man. I know how much you hurt. I know how much we were all hurting, but you were hurting the most. And I didn't recognize what you were going through. And I was of no help. I literally punched you out of a helicopter. And I just want you to know that you will grow up to be the person that you had always hoped to be. And you don't need to worry about your family because you already have one. And Arete. Oh, Arete. You are spectacular. And I was a shithead to you, okay? I was a direct asshole. It's because I was jealous of you. You are beautiful and you are smart. And more importantly than those things, you have a family. You have a family that loves you unconditionally. And that is something that you cannot find. It's something that you cannot buy. And all I wanted was for that to be my reality. Sparrow, my girl. Oh man, I thank you for treating me with the respect that I did not deserve. You opened up to me, you let me in, you asked me for advice, and for the first time in my life I felt like I was useful. Not just in hitting somebody, but like personally useful. I felt like I could be a friend. And you gave me that amazing gift. And I will never be able to repay you for that. Sean. Horizon, if you're still going by that. I never got to spend the time with you that I wanted. I never got to say all of the things that I wanted. But you treated me like I was a person. When I spent time over at your house with you and your mom, and we sat and watched movies and ate Dr. Pepperoni, I felt like I could just be a human being and not have to pretend to be this hard ass, this hitter, this person who nothing could affect, because you guys just let me be. You guys just let me be me. And I wish we could have had a dance. Man, you're the strongest one of all of them. I know that you are the smallest, but you are the most thoughtful and insightful. And goddamn it, you are a brilliant leader. One of us. And I am very proud of you. Okay, I gotta speed things up. Thank you, White Owl. You are the only person, you and my friends, who have ever given a shit about me. And I don't know how to thank you because I didn't thank you then. So I'm gonna thank you now. I am so sorry to put you in this position. One of us. And I love you.
I step back in front of the screen and I say, on top of all of this, we recently made a foray into the underworld under great potential of harm to ourselves. And we saw Aftershock with their army. We must stop this threat. Aftershock is here in our time and in the underworld. We must stop Aftershock. You're gonna make me roll, aren't you?
Of course I'm going to make you roll. But not yet.
Okay.
Because I'm enjoying playing the judgy council of heroes.
Can Helix take a sip of her beer and just...
I also want to take a step forward to offer a support team for whatever role that she does too, and say,
yeah, if anybody else wants to step up and add their own words, that will definitely be spending some team.
I do.
I step to the shoulder of Sparrow. We've already entreated the gods, but you guys have been around this city and this earth, and you know of the covenant that keeps them from interfering in mortal affairs. I'm not sure if my aunt has told you, but they also themselves keep separate from the affairs of the underworld. No matter how many times the god Hades pleads, they will not listen. So it's time for the mortals to step up and show the actual divine.
I think you
power
hear Remix kind of mutter himself. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah. I think it's time to show them that divine is actually in the hands of mortals to start with.
Okay. Anyone else want to?
Yeah, I step up and I go,
I just imagine you doing the Ernie Hudson, Yana, and Winston Zedmore.
I've seen shit. But yeah, I step up and I say, like, he's very anxious, and he goes, it really is truly an honor to be amongst you all, but all I've ever wanted to do is the right thing, and I think it would be wrong of me not to mention that my father is Moonshot, and as much as I want to stand here as a paragon amongst you, I cannot ignore the fact that it might be me. So I submit myself to you however you see fit. If you want to keep me here, if you want to keep me locked up, I will do whatever you wish.
In response to that, I actually believe it's probably Arete, given the symbols on Aftershock. So if we want to look to that to the future rather than...
I don't think it matters who Aftershock is. Aftershock may be from the future, but Aftershock is here. Aftershock is now, and we must stop that threat in its tracks. We can handle that problem after the fact and stop whoever is Arete from becoming Arete. That is not what I said. Damn it. It's names.
I know.
Whoever is Aftershock from becoming Aftershock. That is not our objective.
I agree. I think the important thing now is protecting the present, not... We need to protect the present before we can start worrying about the future, or there won't be a future to worry about.
I'll talk.
You stepping in?
Yeah.
As a quick pause, I love the fact that we have been collecting this team for basically the entire session, and instead of we're using it to fight people, we are blowing it on the big good guy speech of good guys.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
I think Helix just kind of stands up and looks at them and goes, "We've been through a lot. Like, we all almost died. A bunch.
Some of us more than others."
And look, I'm sorry, I don't know any of you, but you all seem like very powerful heroes, and if we could have taken down the threat by ourselves, we would have. But as much as it pains me to admit, we can't. So either we're gonna do it by ourselves and probably die trying, or you can help us.
Thanks.
He doesn't have to.
I'm good.
All right, so I want you to make the provoke someone move.
Someone, what do I add to that?
That's going to be superior.
Okay. That's only +1 right now.
So I want you to make that move after we take this break.
I did such a good job. Stop torturing.
Stop making it so much fun.
Your posture is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow.
Please don't headbutt that book at me.
Tune into YouTube and check this out.
We'll be back in just a few moments with Act 2 of our Season 2 finale. You don't want to miss this, kids.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plate.
Welcome back to Act 2 of our Season 2 finale. We have spent the break arguing over team names, and man,
Board scored.
Wing is on here. Thank you, thesaurus.com.
Guard Squad is gonna win, okay?
Guard squad.
It's not good.
okay. How much of a Patreon donation do we need to get for you to be on board with Guard Squad?
Like $5,000.
Does that mean that you're all like off-brand Pokemon? You're just Squirtles?
Bulbasaur.
Charmadard.
Bulbasaur. Pikachu.
Pikachu doesn't throw. He just throws batteries at people.
Thesaurus.com is not helping me right now.
They're not even full batteries. They're like half
Random
dead from the
generators
remote.
are way better.
All right. So before the break, Sparrow made an impassioned plea to
the game.
yeah.
I just want to make sure this is Pikachu.
We'll put that in the merch shop. Made an impassioned plea to the Paragons, and she made the provoke someone move. She had so go ahead and make that roll. Now that's a 10
Ooh.
Plus
Plus our 3.
plus 3 team that everybody.
my 1.
Okay, so that's
First
that is
superior.
a absolute 10 plus.
14?
Yeah.
Fork, yeah.
We're very impassioned and persuasive.
For once, like, well, you came together and all argued as a team. Like, I feel like this is one of the first times that you didn't fall into Arete and Sparrow's usual squabbles, and everyone else, like, and everyone else, well, except for Figs, jumped in and backed their play.
It
So
could have been a plus 15 Figs.
Yeah.
Figs.
Nope.
he's like, I want to save that team for when Hades is punching us in the face.
Which is wise. It's a good play.
Leave my dice on 6s. So on a 10 plus,
You win.
Yeah,
you rise to the bait and do what I want.
You get what you.
And we add a team to the pool.
All right.
If they do it. If they don't do it, they mark a condition.
Oh no, they're gonna do it.
Okay, cool.
With that roll, I can't have them be like, nah.
That was very impassioned. I'm gonna go back to my my sports shows.
Real Desperate Housewives of Halcyon City are on, so...
That should be our team name.
The Real Desperate Housewives of Halcyon City.
I'm the
TRD.
sassy one. I'm
I
the
feel
one
like
that'll cut you.
I feel like Tawny would pick that over Guard Squad. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
The real
Don't
team
even
of
think
Halcyon
either.
City.
The real team of Halcyon City would actually be pretty good, but... No, I'm kidding.
So,
that's not what we're gonna go with, Tawny.
The squad. Okay, whatever. Moving on.
you
We'll come up with
give
something.
you give the speech, and the Paragons, look at each other and sidebar talk. It's unfortunate that the gods are more often a threat than not, says Nucleus, and Anti-Arte kind of gives him like a what look, but
Like a raised eyebrow.
Yeah.
She ain't
Excuse
wrong.
you.
She ain't wrong.
Glaring at
if
Tawny
the
Thompson.
and the unity immediately crumbles like so much
We made
dry
the
cake.
roll, that's all we
Yeah. We put up the front. Now it's back to business as usual. But if this threat is greater, then we certainly need to handle it. Paragons, let's put the call out to every hero that we know, and we will take the lead of Arete and go into the underworld to fight this. We thank you for bringing this. We thank you for bringing this threat to our attention.
Don't misunderstand.
We would definitely still like to be involved. It may be one of us out there, and who better to fight us than ourselves?
And we're teenagers, we do that every day.
So we have practice.
We mean to be at the forefront of this charge.
We also need
Or
Peop-
Jason.
we also need heroes and people that we can trust to defend Halcyon City. If Aftershock is coming through the underworld, there are several portals that need to be defended. And
Right.
that is what we need you to do while we battle Aftershock directly.
Nope, that is bullshit. And here is why. We've been dealing with Aftershock and with the underworld and with the gods this whole time. What have you guys been doing? Probably saving other people, obviously, sorry. But
Okay, but we've been doing that too.
yeah, that is true.
And we've known about Aftershock for months.
This is our...
So you only brought it up now, says Army of One.
Aftershock was not an immediate threat. The owl has known about Aftershock as long as we have.
Don't throw her under the bus.
I'm not throwing her under the bus.
Owl, is this true?
The bus. She's under it.
Yeah.
And along with us, the owl decided that the need was on focusing on where we are now. Aftershock was not a threat. Until this moment.
Is this true, Owl? You knew about this threat? I did. And that's why I formed this team. To deal with that threat. And now, at this moment, you decide that they are not able to stand up to it?
I mean, hell, we could have been completely rash and just thrown ourselves in front of Aftershock the minute we saw them. But instead, we decided to seek out your assistance.
We're here for support, not replacement.
Look at those! Look at the tag team! It's so beautiful. It's like Liberty Bell and Soy the Destroyer coming in together.
Which one's which?
We know.
We all know who's which.
Come on. Clinky.
World's best bird D. Oh.
I just go, so you're gonna let us do what we were gonna do in the first place with help? Or are we gonna have to fight you too?
Do not support that last statement.
Go ahead and provoke someone with that move.
Sure.
I saw everybody went, ooh.
I personally don't want to fight
Quit
Nucleus.
while you're ahead, girl.
I was like,
I mean, I will, but like, I'd rather not.
I meant fight as in like verbal
Argue.
Yeah, you're still provoking them here.
I have got a head I don't need.
Ooh.
When you provoke someone with obvious threats and shows of force, roll plus danger instead of superior.
Okay.
Superior is a -1. Danger is a +3.
Nice.
Roll that. Ooh.
That would be a 13, Rob.
All right.
Nice.
What's that do?
It provokes them.
Yeah, it provokes them.
And
So
it's a +10.
each provokes them on a +10.
Which means they do what we want, and you can either add a team to the pool.
No, that's
Yeah.
only for PCs. So that's only if you're trash talking each
They
other.
rise to the bait and do what you
Last
want.
time.
Right.
They rise to the bait and do what we want.
But I can't clear a condition.
All right. If you think you can handle it, says Nucleus.
Yeah, we're good.
We'll find out.
Not helpful. Figment. Not helpful.
That's why we're a team, right?
So, how do you want to do this?
Team. That's why we're the guard squad, right?
Nope.
No.
Incorrect!
False.
Why can't we just be the front?
Can we be Akka?
The front.
What is wrong with y'all?
Okay, so I'm Team Akka, and I
Alright,
don't think that's a great
So,
Well, you
What-
just said you're Team Akka,
Yeah.
so we're all Team Akka.
Fuck, you got me on semantics.
Tamaka.
Akka team.
The finishers.
so, so what is your plan? Or so what is I as Rob, I'm asking you, what is your plan? This is always a dangerous thing because that's what the next 2 acts are going to be.
Yeah.
Is them coming up with 8 plans, picking one, and then enacting a third plan that they didn't
before
discuss.
anything, we have to have a team name for our war cry. No. That would be
Go
6
Team
hours from
Akka.
now.
Frontal assault?
The Thunderbirds?
We're not doing the team name thing. That was a joke.
Okay.
That was-
Slightly sexual, which is nice.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
I didn't say full frontal
I
assault.
say we take as many heroes as possible to where Hades can probably tell us exactly where Aftershock is and where they are trying to make their way through the portal. into
Subtle.
reality that was accidental.
Sure it was.
Probability wise, there's 3 women and 2 men on this team, so we're probably more statistically likely to be the.
To be super evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Them.
So I think that we could have hero support from Halcyon City post up around the various portals to the underworld.
Mhm. And we take the major
Players.
grouping and stand guard at the portal at which Aftershock is trying to make their way into reality.
via our latest intelligence.
Yes.
Hey, Figs,
Yeah?
you feel something weird.
Puberty, man.
I was about to say boners.
Are these chills multiplying?
Are you losing
Like
control?
they're all having their talk and harumping a plan, and you're bored as shit.
The Brute Squad.
So you're like you walk past a doorway, and
The sect.
you see, so like having seen people come out of the underworld, you see they usually come with these sort of weird gray wisps of like fog. And you see those gray wisps coming out of this random door. Like you can actually see through the doorway to like it's like a storage room or something. But there are these weird gray wisps of fog coming off of it. What do you do?
I walk and try to peek into the room.
Do you actually like put your head in all the way, or do you just like
I first try to like get an angle so I can see through the crack in the door, see if I can see.
No, the door is open and you
Okay.
can see like a bunch of crates and like Nucleus t-shirts and stuff like that. But off of the doorway there are these wisps of energy.
I would like to make an illusion of me walking in.
Okay.
Oh. Noise.
The illusion walks through the doorway, turns around, and it's like gives the Dumbledore shrug, and it's like, what?
Look at all the fucks I give Harry.
Shit.
Look at that.
Then I would go in.
You step through the doorway, and you've come through a portal into the underworld.
What?
Eggs!
And you're standing like in the middle of the street of one of the rundown streets, and you look around, and every building on the street has a door, to get into the building. And one by one, as you look at them, the doors open, and the area that you see beyond the door is not what it should be. Like one door opens and you see and you see the aviary. Another door opens and you see what it looks like World War II, and the door opens and you see you see like a jungle, and then you hear like a dinosaur roar, and you're like, okay, what do you do?
I try to see if I can go back through the door I came through.
Yeah, you do. Well, but before you do, you hear two voices in your head, like as if they're standing on either side of you, say, "He is the key." And then you nod awake from falling asleep at the table while they were planning their shit.
Oh my god.
Because I feel like somebody's making a very impassioned plea about something really stupid, and they like pound the table and they're like, not the Hoot Squad. There is no way we are good. And I know that's not my theme, but no.
I wanted just to make the joke, Rob, okay?
That's fine.
Hooters.
Oh, God.
I mean, there's already merch. I'd love to see us explain, like, no, see, it's this inside joke where
The longer we go, the worse these get. And I'm going back to Talon. I think that's pretty good.
Nope.
Mhm.
And I think Remix is what the one person who notices that you kind of nodded off there, and he leans over to you and he's like, "Are these always like this?"
Well, when they get going, they just kind of don't stop.
Well,
Won't stop.
I mean, it seems kind of dumb that, you know, they all made this really great impassioned plea to, like, let us lead the charge, and now they can't decide what boots to wear. Like, you know?
Well, we're gonna sit here arguing for a bit, and then we're just gonna rush in and flail our arms at the direction we're going until something happens. So I just tend to zone out until we head that direction.
Ethan, Akka, Figment. No spoilers.
Also, just to point out that this is like the one time we probably should have had like a fucking plan that worked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All the
thanks
time.
for listening.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you fall asleep during all the meetings and you don't know it's part of the plan, Figment.
Well, why don't we just bounce then?
To where?
We can to where everything's going down.
No. I'm not gonna bounce towards danger.
I thought you were being all.
Everyone was like, "What?" Oh no, that. Yeah, no,
That tracks.
Yes.
Just kidding.
I will not abandon my chalupa.
Well, all right. I guess we can watch them argue about their team name.
And Remix.
Well, this is.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an
Yes,
aside.
teacher. Sorry.
Is there any latest information about the whereabouts of
Well, that's the
Aftershock in
thing.
the underworld?
We don't know if they are in the underworld yet. They were hammering on one portal, and then after we split, Hades said that it stopped. So we don't know if they got in or if they're looking for another portal. So
Oh
Could
wow,
be
you're so
anywhere.
useful. I'm so glad that you came.
That's good information to know, Helix. Even no information is better than...
no, you're right. I should just go and make a Spotify playlist.
Probably. Make sure to put My Chemical Romance on it.
You like My Chemical Romance?
Do you guys have some kind of?
Yeah. Do you have a thing?
We probably need to have a talk.
No. Well, I don't think we have a thing. Do we have a thing?
Not anymore.
Oh, so we did have a thing.
Do we need to lock ourselves in the ladies' room for like a minute?
This sounds like gaslighting. This is bad.
I don't want no part of it.
Let's take a ginger ale break. We'll be right back.
Everyone take 5.
Taking this beer with me.
Figment, don't think I didn't see you go to sleep.
Did I miss anything?
No.
They turned down my guard squad thing that we talked about the other day.
Hey, whatever happened to the Millennial Falcon?
Poor, like I imagine poor Arete is slowly tearing up all of her like logos and like the t-shirt idea that she had.
She's been trying so hard to come up with like a team name that's not bird themed.
But also not like Greek hero themed because like then
that's
it's
just hypocritical.
Yeah, like- So okay? So what's happening during the ale break? Oh, are they?
Yeah, we're giving them space because it's really we just keep going like I want to pry, but I can't. But this is okay. Bye.
I don't.
Do you want to? I'm
What?
sorry. No, go first.
I don't want you to be here.
I really don't want to be here.
Then why are you here?
I feel terrible about what I did. And and no matter how much I apologize, I know that ultimately it is up to you to forgive me.
You pretended to like me. You took me out on a date. And then you stabbed me with a syringe and took me to the underworld and locked me up? How am I supposed to forgive you for that?
Because I didn't pretend to like you.
That's funny. You're funny.
No, I'm not. I am being deadly serious for once.
So what? You actually wanted to take me out for tacos and talk about stuff?
Yep.
But you hurt me anyway. If you like me so much, how could you do that?
It's complicated.
Well, explain.
And then there is a blood curdling shriek, and Remix rolls his eyes and says, "I have to take this," and he pulls out
80s, you fucker.
a skull.
He's on brand. It's okay.
That's flaming and and he pulls the jaw down.
You fucking
Oh my god.
kidding me.
Yes. What? You see, where Aftershock is making a move? Okay, stay there. We gotta go.
What?
Cut to...
So that was really awkward, right? That wasn't just me?
Yep, nope, that was super awkward, yeah.
Weird.
Is that normal? Is that what happens when people are... Is that in mortal realm?
Oh yeah, I mean that's totally normal though, yeah.
Because I've seen some pretty bad fights between, Zeus and Hera. But
I mean,
it's
that's totally normal though.
Okay.
Will we never get to finish our conversation?
Have you never been a teenager in love?
No, Rob, I didn't date anybody until I was in college.
He's gonna kill Remix right now.
I just continuously drank 2 ginger ales throughout the conversation.
Did
Rolling
everybody
out.
miss the fact that was a cellular phone?
Oh, so good. So good. Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna...
Remix pauses to immediately take the skull and throw it out the
Are we sure
airlock.
that Brad is an aftershock?
That'd be a fun twist.
Hi, everybody. That'd be really meta. All right. So, Remix comes storming back with, I'm assuming you're following him, or are you staying outside to punch and stew or whatever?
No, I'll come back. It's important.
Aftershock is assaulting the Iron Citadel right now.
Wait, in... Hold on, you didn't tell me this. Is this in our world or is this in Underworld?
This is in the Underworld.
The Iron Citadel take the place of the old, whatever the church was called thing that I knew about and said correctly.
You're you know what? I would have loved to know that, but I was knocked out.
So all you
That's
need
fair.
to know is that the Iron Citadel is
Yeah.
Hades' headquarters.
Yeah, where he chained me to Daius. And,
Yeah.
did all
that's
that
where I
fun
should...
stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We need to take everyone we can and go there now.
Mobilize. Great idea. Let's go.
Team,
All
roll
right.
out.
Guard squad.
It's good.
It's Guard Squad. Who said that? That's a great name.
Millennial
That's a great
Falcon.
name.
It even sounds like a seagull. It's so perfect.
Guard Squad.
Do you all yell your different team names
Yeah.
at the same time?
It's like when we did the Star Wars theme, where it's just all this garbage of sound.
Are you guys ready? On the count of 3, yell at your team name. 1, 2, 3.
Millennial
God.
Falcon.
Yep. That's
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay.
Fantastic.
So the battle is joined. The portal opens up, and
Fight time.
you, Arete in her Estrella in her full armor, leads the way, and heroes you go pouring through the portal that she's led you to. Like I don't think this is not the end game, portals everywhere, and you get a portal, and you get a portal, and you get a portal. Like they have tactical ones that
Spoilers.
Sorry. If you are somehow listening to a superhero podcast and not seen Avengers Endgame
Right.
yet, I can't help you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think that there are that the heroes come pouring out of a few portals around the Iron Citadel, and immediately the battle is joined. There are the assault troopers with the energy weapons, and there are like two massive futuristic battle tanks, all angular and blasting out energy after energy blast after energy blast. What do you do when you get in there?
I think before we split off to try and fight, I make sure I get a moment with the owl, just look at her, nod, reach out and squeeze her hand, and then split off with the team.
Okay.
Just to
Me and Auntie Arite do a little shield bump and head out.
That's adorable.
And then I think we need to go for Aftershock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where is Aftershock?
I'm assuming at the middle of the fray, so we need to fight our way through.
No, you don't see any
Yeah.
big giant
Fork.
I'd
You
like
might be
to
doing like a long Shanks from Braveheart, just sitting off and just watching.
I was thinking they might be in the Citadel.
I would like to advise somebody with good superior to assess the situation.
Oh, hey, I can assess the situation.
You can assess the situation.
Hey.
I'll do
I
that.
just have a 0 there now, so
Oh, my superior's only a +1 right now.
My
That's
neutral
But remember, you do have all this juicy
Yeah.
team here.
Well, let's-
How
I'll
many do we
assess.
have left?
Oh, I'll
do we need
been
to
reading the files.
Do we need to redo a team
No.
poll now that we've?
No.
Oh, you're right.
No,
So-
be mindful of my situation.
So that's 2 in. You spent 3. You still got a ton.
We had 9. We spent 3, so we were at 6. We added 2, so
So
8.
8. That's right.
Too much math.
That is not too much math.
9 minus 3 plus 2. 8.
Is anybody spending team to help her out on this one?
Yeah.
How are you helping?
Maybe do a grab and fly up so she can get a
Ah.
better bird's eye view.
Do I fly?
Don't you have
Horizon?
jets or
I'm sure at this point you've jets.
You're like an energy guy, don't you have
If I
blaster beams?
now I can.
I believe in you, Horizon.
Yeah. You got this.
Why
Is
can't?
there a fucking jetpack on this?
Well, no. You have energy absorption, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you basically say, okay, hit me as hard as you can, and then you push the energy back onto.
And I'm like, oh god, okay.
All right, I'll do that.
I'll help and punch you for that energy boost that you need.
Sorry, Brad.
Oh, teamwork! Ow!
Maybe it
So,
was
like,
just
no,
leftover
so-
nucleus.
I go back to being a flyer from cheerleading for a second, do a basket.
So
toss
no,
and,
here's what happens. So if you want to do that,
Mhm.
you jump on Arite's shield, and she pushes you forward
shield.
into the Horizon, who catches you, and you see his suit go and then and you go
Yeah.
launching up into the air. Now
that's-
don't roll out 2.
When I decide to design a jetpack.
Yeah.
Next time I'm just doing a jetpack.
That is a
Ooh.
10 plus 1 is 11.
Plus 2.
13.
2 is 13.
Woo, I
We
love
are
how we're
killing it.
using teams.
And I also did
and-
mindful of my surroundings, so I can ask an additional question.
Ooh.
So I can on a 10 plus I can ask 2 questions plus my 1 question, so I can ask 3 of these.
Where is Aftershock?
Okay. What here can I use to find Aftershock?
You need to crack into one of the big energy tanks because they're the ones that have the direct
Link.
radio link to wherever Aftershock is.
What here is in the greatest danger?
Figment.
I mean, I didn't know why.
Nope. Nope.
Oh.
You think Rob's gonna give that to you?
Can I ask the same question twice with different phrasing?
No, and that's your third question. No. So,
like, what here can I use to break into the fucking tank?
You could hit it really hard. You could crack open the crack open the hatch.
Could Figs teleport into it?
He could.
But
But
also
he's
the
in
most
danger. You got a couple people on the team that can hit real hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why do I know that Figs is in danger?
And can get hit.
Can I, like,
I know because
am I observing that?
as you fly,
into my
you
mind.
see at least half a dozen of the chrome masked troopers. When Figment arrives, turn and look at him like in unison and start communicating on the radios.
Okay, so once I come back down from my great flight.
Why don't you just flip onto a building? You're gonna go there anyway.
Well, but I would like to flip back down to talk to the team.
Don't you have owl hoots?
Oh, yeah.
Communicators.
Right. Okay, I'll flip on top of the building.
Yeah, you're not gonna be in the middle
And
of
then,
going, yo!
Hey, yo! I called your
I'm
sister.
crab fighting here.
I'm with your sister. Okay. So yeah, I call over the radios and I'm like, guys, I'm not really sure what happened, but like when we popped in here, everyone turned to look at Figs. So pro tip, Figs, like keep an eye out for yourself. Part 2, we need to get into one of these tanks and we just need to like do it some serious harm.
Would you like to, or what shall I?
I like that, like, madam.
Well, actually, I was going to go and get my monsters.
Oh, in the Citadel?
I mean, they were created using my DNA.
Okay.
They're rightfully mine.
Okay.
Are those not already activated and out as part of his
Strike Force?
for Hades?
Strike Force.
No.
Too military. Okay.
It's also a Marvel game.
Fork.
That's
Strike Fork?
Strike Fork.
The spork squad.
So you're like, well, I think there was a moment where you're like,
spork
okay,
squad?
Helix, let's bust open this. Where did she go?
I need to get a bell. Okay.
And I think can I just calm her and I'll be like, I'll be right back. Trust me, this is gonna be good.
All right. And I go to crack open a tank.
Okay.
Is this
And I just wanna
unleashing
kinda,
my
like,
powers
cover her.
to change my environment?
Yes.
All right.
Can I cover her and use a team?
Plus
Mhm.
break.
I'm covering you and using a team.
Awesome.
So take +1.
Okay. So that's 7 plus 1 is 8.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
that's-
1 for team.
Yeah, that was the
Oh.
plus 1. So 8 on a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9 marking condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. Unstable or temporarily busting up a tank.
No,
I
what
can-
the
yeah.
unstable or temporary thing is that you get a ping where Aftershock is right now. Like you don't
Okay.
like if
Okay.
if you lose visual confirmation, you've got to do it again.
Mhm.
Okay.
So describe for me how you bust open a tank there, Arete.
So she jumps up onto one of the tread wheels for it and is like, well, I guess
Well,
it's like peeling open a can of sardines. Shoves her shield in until it breaks through the armor and grabs it and
Just
peels it open
gronk.
with her mighty might. Her
Okay.
mythic might.
Yeah, you bust it open. One of the crew members goes for their pistol to blast you, and that's when an owl cable comes in and yanks it out of their hand.
Dope.
And you look and you scramble inside and you're just kind of like Oh no. Aftershock is in the Iron Citadel where Helix just went.
Shit. All right, team.
Cut to.
Enter the Citadel. Yeah.
You come across a scene of slaughter. Like the monsters, like you see them scattered on the floor, dead, one after another. Some of them look like they went down fighting. A few of them have this look of abject horror on their face. And when you bust into the central, when you drop down onto the floating islands of magma, you see Hades on the ground with who you have been told is Aftershock, the red armor, the massive red armor, with their foot on his chest. Hades looks beaten horribly. Like he lost this fight. Beg for your life, God, says Aftershock. What do you do?
Does Aftershock see me?
Nope.
I would like to hear what Hades says before I do anything.
He's doing it. Please. Please, you don't... This is all I have. I may be a god, but I have never been accepted as such by my peers. They all mock me. They all laugh at me. And now your defeat of me means that I will be their downfall.
That breaks my heart. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I think... Can I get off of the floating magma thing on a solid ground? I just hop off and I go, Aftershock. That's enough.
Who are you to command me, child?
I'm technically not a child. I'm a clone.
Do you want to know how he survived this long? No, don't. Ah!
How Hades survived? How long?
I had him beaten from the moment I burst into the Citadel. He launched his monsters at me, and I killed a few. They are just monsters, after all. But then, to receive their strength, he drained their lives. After every time I hit him, after every time I beat him. He doesn't care about life. He's afraid because he knows that I cannot be stopped. And I do not want to kill him, but I will if I must.
Hades is this true? Aftershock, can you let him talk for a hot second?
No. And Aftershock scoops Hades up and just dumps him in the lava. And he starts yelling and screaming as flames turn to hands that start grabbing him and pulling him under the surface. What do you do?
Does he cry out for my help?
He does.
I think I look at him. You killed my sister. Goodbye, Hades.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that you knew that.
That's what Aftershock just said.
The monsters, yeah,
Is
but
that not the clones?
no, the monsters that he used Helix Prime to train and create them.
What I'm
Weren't they
guessing
all created
What
in
I'm guessing
Ulysses?
is since I am a clone, when the Prime died, I was aware of that.
Okay, I didn't know that. Clarifying.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't mention that, but that is my assumption.
Are we able to come and save Hades, or is this a fixed moment in time and it's ineffable?
Also, he is kind of a god, so if he shows up later, I wouldn't be surprised about it. But also, Rob is the actual ultimate god of this
Yep.
world. So.
That's why I asked. This is why I asked the question: could we swoop in and save Hades?
Can you swoop in and save Hades?
Because that was our next plan, was to head towards the Citadel.
Okay.
And I'm fairly certain that if any of us saw Hades sinking into the lava, we'd do something about it.
Yeah. It was pretty quick after she left that we were like, oh shit. Cracked open a tank. First.
Aftershock turns and looks at you and says, I'm proud of you. And then teleports.
Figs!
It might not be Figment.
Who else can teleport, Jordan?
She has fancy armor.
Who else can teleport, Jordan?
I mean, I did
Oh
make
man,
teleport to-
I wish that would have been act break, but we still have time.
That's why they all turned. I'm not there. Sparrow's not there.
What language was that?
I think I just go secret droid language. It's just me going burr, 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 burr.
Come back, you coward!
Okay. Cut back to the battle.
Fuck, it's Aftershock. Damn it.
Aftershock, like you are
Running towards the Citadel.
You're running towards the Citadel when you start to hear explosions coming from behind you. And anybody with a mind to turn and look
Yeah.
sees Aftershock descend, whatever that word is, descend, laying out blasts with these blasters on their armor.
We have to go after Aftershock.
Can I sense that there is a shift? Because Hades is part of this realm. Can I sense anything weird, like imminent death?
Well, that seems like you're unleashing your powers here.
Sure, I can unleash it.
Just the one
power. The extending my senses power. Freak. So that's a 5 total.
Mark that potential.
Okay.
Rob, you're giving me a scary look.
I don't like
Yeah,
it.
for the audience listening at home.
Oh, I
Rob's
don't want to be
face
by
is-
you either.
What?
We cut to Toddy upstairs, curled up on the couch.
Just video calling it.
Just going, who is it? Who's Aftershock?
One of one of Aftershock's blasts hits your shield, and it disintegrates.
Oh, damn.
And you feel it leave you. You feel your powers shut down.
You the people now.
Use of people.
Okay, this is a really important question. Do I become less beautiful?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ultimate horror!
Powers, guys!
Ultimate horror! You immediately feel pimples on your face!
Are these crows?
I feel less glowy than usual. My hair got a split end. Just, yeah.
All of your powers are gone. What do you do? Your helmet is gone. Your shield is gone.
All that I'm left in is my tunic and my sandals.
Yep.
Basically. Logically, would I know that that's a really bad sign about Hades? Or do I think it's disconnected?
Yeah,
You don't think it has anything to do with Hades?
Because he wasn't my forefather,
Right.
so that would make sense. Okay.
Mhm.
Just wanted to double check. if that was something.
Like you reach out with your like. I think that's what happened is you were so focused on like. I feel a disturbance in the bang, and then you get hit. And you look around and see every one of the supers that gets hit with one of those blasts. They lose their shit immediately too.
I'm sorry, I don't have powers.
Could I...
You lose all your gadgets.
So I can't unleash my powers.
You can try.
Oh.
You could talk to your team.
Yeah, you can also talk to your team.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
I'm
like
going...
this mug. It makes me feel like I'm sipping tea when I'm staring at people.
Love it.
Meanwhile, while you're considering
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
you're Horizon. You're in the din of battle,
Mhm.
and over it, you hear an all too familiar sound. The sound of Moonshot's rifle.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah, I imagine it's like that last big fight scene in Enter the Dragon where I'm just downing guy after guy, and then all of a sudden I down the last guy, and I'm like, what the? Oh, I know that.
Except when you look to see what's going on, Moonshot has set himself up on a on a building,
Mm-hmm.
and has his fancy hero killer rifle, and there are spirits clamoring up the side of the building, and you realize that the dead that are climbing towards him
Mm-hmm.
are the spirits of the heroes that he killed.
Mm.
Nuggets.
What do you do?
I
Wow!
There was a lot of just let Moonshot's dad die, guys.
Yeah.
On the table in case the microphones didn't pick that up.
Everyone picked it up. It was,
This is like
It wasn't even.
If this was an EVP.
this is like Hellblade. Someone was sacrificed. It's all those voices.
Yeah,
It's like-
it was weird. Patricide ASMR.
Here's the angel on your shoulder. He's still your father.
I think
I know.
he's definitely going to try to save his father.
Yeah.
I think this is the moment where he kind of realizes, like, he's been debating over this whole time, is there still good in him? Is there still good in him? And he remembers in that moment he wasn't always Moonshot. So
So go ahead and make the defend move.
okay.
What'd you roll?
3.
Plus.
What's your save? Your savior is 0?
Savior is 2, so that was a 4.
5.
5.
5,
Three
sorry.
plus 2 is 5.
You
5,
might
sorry. I thought I saw the 2. and
Would
I-
anybody like
Could
to
you use
help
team
him?
selfishly to get that?
Oh, I don't know. I think
No.
It would have
No.
to be
Yeah.
7 to 9.
Oh, that's only me that can get a +2.
Yeah.
Or
that-
2 people could help him.
I like the pointing out that I like the fact that pointing out that you can be a dick to gain powers was actually kind of a dick move in real life too.
I am not
Even
there,
if you don't agree
so
with
I
it.
cannot help you.
I could try to
I
do
have
I'll
another
save
idea of
you.
what I'm doing.
What is that?
You're willing to pay a high cost to keep your loved one safe. Reveal your secret identity to someone watching, or mark and condition to defend a loved one as if you rolled a 12+.
Ooh.
Is he a loved one?
I would think so if I'm saving him.
Well, what
Why is that a question?
You don't have to like somebody to love them.
what condition would you like?
But toxic is toxic.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what would make sense in terms of saving a
Murderous
Yeah.
supervillain father?
Guilty?
Insecure?
All of them.
Angry?
Just give them all.
Angry that he put you in that situation?
I guess.
Well,
Afraid
So-
he was gonna get hurt.
I would think guilty is a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say angry is a good choice, and I also think afraid might be a good choice because
Mhm.
this you would lose him, and even
Mhm.
though and dead is way worse than stuck in the spike where you can maybe visit him when you want.
I think guilty makes sense because of the fact that we've been disconnected for so long.
Okay. So how do you rescue him?
I would like to. I'm assuming there's a big battle going on.
Mm-hmm.
I have pieces of armor, so every time there's a shot goes off, I can sense it coming, and I just bash it, kind of like Wonder Woman. But I'm absorbing its blows, and I just jump in the middle of all the things and just let out like a kinetic blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love that.
Cinematic as fuck.
Squawk, and you're using a lot of cup talk today. Thank you.
You're still my father.
We could have got her back, Sean.
She wouldn't want to be back this way.
She doesn't have a choice in the matter because she's dead, Sean.
If she's dead, then why does her opinion matter to you? Why do you want her back if she doesn't matter to you?
Doesn't matter to me?
If she did, you would know that everything you've done up until this point, she would never have wanted.
Just gotta look at a couple moves here. Hold on. You nixed his influence over you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that
Got none.
that ends that question.
I'm trying real hard not to just straight up quote Star Wars.
Well, it's copyrighted, so good job.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Never be afraid of who you are.
Then what am I supposed to do?
We can figure it out together. She lives on. In me, in you, in both of us.
Do you want to? Are you trying to comfort your father?
I am.
Roll it.
Watch me fail. Ooh. Okay, I got
Mundane.
8.
How can I help you, Sean?
Redeem yourself. Help us stop Aftershock.
Do you know where they are?
Do I?
Yeah,
Center
like
of the battle right now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gesture towards the grand melee that Aftershock is waded into. And Moonshot says, "The name's Aftershock? All right. Now I know what to put on the bullet."
Don't kill him.
Cut to...
Yes.
How I help.
Yes, murder, yes.
What are you doing in the battle?
Can I tell we're losing?
Do you want to assess the situation here?
Yeah, because by the description it sounds like we're not doing good. I got a 7.
Okay. What is your question?
How could I best end this quickly?
Well, you could, if you could somehow, yeah,
A real bad idea.
if you could somehow get through
It's perfect.
Aftershock's armor, because that has been reflecting every, like, Nucleus through, like, full power blasts at it, nothing.
I get the very bad feeling I know what you're gonna do.
Teleport into
Yeah, that was my
Aftershock?
thought. Mhm.
like into Aftershock?
Like into Aftershock?
Into
I for one.
inside the computer.
Can I actually jump in front of Erita after she goes down and basically use the provoke someone roll to be like, you need me. You're trying to figure out how to get in different realms, and I'm starting to learn that.
Am I down? I just thought I was very.
Well, you
very
lost your
sad.
powers
Lost
and
all
all
your
of your
shit.
armor
I know.
and
Are you talking this to
weapons
her?
and shield.
No, to Aftershock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just figuring out how to get into these different realms. So if you need that ability, you got to leave this realm alone. And I could try to show you.
Can I defend him?
What nothing's happened yet.
Because if I can get him
I'm, like,
to leave
Literally right behind
leave
you,
us
too.
fine.
Yeah.
You are the key that I've been looking for. With you by my side, I will conquer all the realms, every world, and wipe each one clean of those with powers.
Why?
The gods have meddled? No. All of this is because of fools with powers. Every smashed building, every alien invasion, all of it is because people with abilities like yours don't know how to use them. Do you know how powerful you really are, Figment?
No.
Let
But
me
it
show
should
you.
make a difference.
I will show you how powerful you are.
But why create more destruction if you're trying to save it? You're gonna tear the whole universe to the ground in order to accomplish your goal of preventing it from being torn down.
Are you trying to pierce the mask here?
Yes.
Okay. Roll that.
Eight.
Okay. Ask one of those questions.
Remember the question we were talking about someone should have asked last time?
No.
Serious?
Well, I think it was you guys were like,
Your
how
character
do we
Tell me who the fuck you are.
yeah, how do we phrase
How do we get you
Yeah.
to take your helmet off?
how do we you were trying to figure out how to phrase it right to be like, who are you? Who that is? Who that ninja?
Who dat? IGGY.
Who number? Who dis?
New supervillain, who this?
Or even, like, technically it's one of us, right? So how could I gain influence over them might be good too, because then you can inflict influence shit on them. Like a -2 on a move they just made. +1s against them.
We might want
All those
those.
fun things.
But I could already
Inflicting
have
condition.
influence over them.
No.
That's it.
I'm going to rule that while
Enough time has
that
passed.
influence does not count on
Enough time has passed that Tommy
Influence of
Sparrow
future
has just
past?
lost all respect for her former teammates.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
The only one of you that doesn't
You are
have
the only
powers.
normie on the team.
Yeah.
Well, you could also
not
be, like-
anymore,
Yeah.
but
I love how everyone is like, it's obviously no, it's you.
He has a super suit. You just lost all your powers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
She's a clone. Okay.
He has
she-
energy
okay.
How can I
absorption.
gain influence
Through his
over you?
suit.
No, I
No,
have it
it's his
naturally.
actual
The suit
power.
just amplifies it.
And helps him control it.
Then it's you.
They did just remove
Sure,
my
normie.
powers, so now I'm all mad about it all the time. I'm sure. Future me is just this shield, like the big suit is because I'm not as beautiful as I used to be, so I have to hide from the world now.
I mean, it makes sense. I love the fact that this deep into the season, people are still like, it could be you. It could be you.
I don't think it's me.
Sparrow's so smart that she used the irritate symbols of red herring,
Mhm.
including the red armor.
Definitely not.
Jody's like, yeah. All right. How could you gain influence over Aftershock? Take their hand and go with them into the future.
I have hold of the back of Figment's costume.
And I want to give her some team on defending by tossing her one
well,
of my hawks.
nobody has made any
I know.
attacks on her.
I'm just telling you, I got a death grip on the back of his costume.
And if
only
it
have a
happens, I'm
human
tossing
grip
you a
now.
hawk because I got a pair.
A death human
Really?
grip. We're in the underworld.
I'm picturing an actual hawk. Just
And I pick up a bit of metal off the ground to
No, I'm
use
throwing
as
you a hawk.
Oh, okay.
Tossing you a tomahawk.
I definitely catch it
So now,
with my normal human reflexes.
can I?
You have training still.
I know. I've only been training like forever and a day.
Unleash my powers to go into the past and put a tracking beacon in my pocket.
Yeah, you could try to do
If
that.
you plane shift though.
I don't know.
Where the flippity flap is cape, Mom?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
Daddy Moonshot's gonna start shooting people, so we better figure this out.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
absolutely. I mean, you haven't
Daddy's
failed
gonna start
a unleash your powers move yet.
I'm imagining the scene where Harry Potter is looking in the mirror of Erised and he puts the
No, it's a
thing in
villain
his pocket.
Yeah.
Either way. No, yeah, it's a classic. I mean, it's a classic time travel move.
Yeah.
After we get out of this, remember to go back.
Yeah.
You're putting a tracker on
Don't
you?
forget to wind
Yes.
your watch.
Okay.
With the plan of then going with him
To prove
so
you're
that
me, what am I
the
thinking
team
right
can
now?
figure out
69,
where slash
dudes.
when maybe
You went?
I went.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This just
You,
turned
they
into
went.
a
Yeah.
reenactment of the
And
entire
also
Bill
dropping a
and Ted's
note.
adventure movie.
In someone's pocket to let them know what happened.
By the way, here's the plan. Okay. Roll.
That is, with my +0, a 10.
Right on.
Did you have you wanted to,
I just want to know where I am.
I don't know, where are you?
On your way back up, maybe?
Yeah.
Or maybe you
I mean-
jumped in to help Hades.
Did Hades actually die? We don't know.
Or is he just
Yeah.
lying there like, this really hurts?
The three fates are sitting there with a string.
Yeah.
So he's all the way under the
We
lava.
can't cut it.
Mhm.
He's alive.
There is silence. I'm probably headed back, but I don't
It's
know.
bending my fate scissors.
I'm not gonna.
Fate, man.
I'm not gonna do anything. I just want to know where I am.
Yeah.
Looking for a porta john.
Didn't poop before he
For-
started The Witcher.
For man, that's a deep cut. That's a deep poop cut.
That was good.
You, for only the most trained eye, so maybe you see Figment disappear for like half a second, like it's like a video skip, but in reality. And then he says, "Okay, let's go," and reaches his hand out to Aftershock. When there is a massive roar and the Iron Citadel launches into the air on a huge burst of magma from the bottom of the underworld, and Hades erupts in gigantic, like, horned devil god form, bathed in magma as it rushes down his totally sweet
Phantom of the
abs.
Opera
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
Or-
I'm not dead yet.
The Phantom of the
Fantasia?
Opera. Fantasia.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a god? What? Oh my gosh.
Feeling
This is
much better now.
And he points at Aftershock. That key is mine. And that is where we take our second of 3 breaks.
This is a group one. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bravo!
We'll be back in just a few moments for our final act of our season finale of Masks Past Tense. We'll see you then.
Final act.
Guard squad.
It was a joke.
Nothing's a joke in Masks. It's very serious.
And welcome back to the final act of season 2, Past Tense. We spent the entire break arguing about Gourd Scored. So,
the team name.
so here's the hard choice that I will make as a move. Would you take Gourd Scored if we never said Akka ever again?
No.
Oh.
Rob, don't bet on my behalf, okay?
I would accept that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could in my heart.
I would rather just be called Akka. than called Guardscourt.
I would go with Akka.
All right.
We'd have to figure out what it stands for, though.
Alliance,
Amazing.
amazing, nice.
Catalyst.
No.
Alliance.
Nope.
Amazing Callus Alliance.
So oh yeah, when we last left our heroes, as I recall,
Satan himself.
yeah, Hades was a mite pissed that y'all were interfering in his realm and has started chucking
I mean, he knew we were
screaming
coming.
fireballs at everybody. His own spirits, the heroes, the Aftershock troops, and Aftershock themselves, who seems to be actually affected by the furious bolts of a god.
Oh.
He is
I
in
feel like I
sort
wanted
of
to do a
full final
defend
form
move
here.
for everyone but Aftershock.
Well, that's good because there is one of these hell bolts coming right at poor powerless
I'm
Arete.
defending the Arete. I'm
Powerless
defending the
Polymeta.
Arete.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm doing a defend of the Arete.
Is anybody helping to defend the Arete?
Yes.
How
I
are you
don't-
helping to defend?
Can I create like a force field or something?
You could.
I'll
However, you tell me how you want to spend this glorious team.
How many do we have
How many
left?
do we have left?
You still got like 6.
Oh,
Wait, really?
I'm also going to pick up a piece of metal off the ground and try to block too.
Can you lift it though?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
I'm
less.
still like,
I think it's no. It's like
well, I'm not mighty anymore, but like my
so.
entire
So instead of like,
life,
haha, I pick it up. You're like,
Oh.
If you're constantly in an exoskeleton and you get out of the exoskeleton, are you actually still strong?
I was still building up my muscles.
Well, because my real plan
Now
was
they
to
just
just
don't
tackle
have
you
defined
away from the
power.
fireball.
Oh.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing is I'm just trying to
okay,
channel energy
that's
into
not-
like,
I don't have
like a
power.
force
If
so I'm
you're
not gonna,
burning
jump in front of you
pewter,
and be like,
do
do your muscles grow?
hit me.
Huh?
If you're burning pewter, do your muscles still grow and you're not?
Don't
Oh my
start
God.
putting in different system magical references, okay? Arete trains her fucking ass off and lifts whenever she can. She has
do
muscles.
you even hero, bro?
Oh my God.
Okay, anyone
These
else?
are buff
you
as
can
shit.
jump in here too.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
If you want to drop some team, tell me how you dramatically assist this defense here.
I don't, because you already got an energy shield and you're already going to shove her out the way. So it's like,
This is everybody's first time seeing me with frizzy hair, okay?
Very
You're-
humid
one
down
arrow.
here in hell.
You're
It's very
desperately
humid
looking
down
around
here.
for a hairdresser, or like a hat store.
Someone call Brad.
Knights of ass kicking. Echo.
There we go. So yes, no, helping,
Actually,
no.
that's Akak.
no, not this time.
Okay.
I don't. I can't
Ass
think
kick
of how.
is one word.
No, it's not. It's hyphenated, which makes sense.
All right, so you got a +2 coming at you.
$11, including that +2.
Okay.
Yay.
So you can add a team to the pool, take influence over summon you protect, or clear a condition. Plus, you also defend them.
Jordan, what color are you?
Not whatever color you have in front of you.
Orange.
I'm gonna add a team to the pool.
Growth in Tanya and Jordan's gameplay.
I know. Like that's I'm like
We're maturing as role players.
some galaxy brain shh over here.
It would make sense for you to take influence over me at this stage if you actually want it.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
should
she
add a team
wants
the
to,
pool. We
but-
need the team.
yeah.
So I guess my thought then is that the force field that Sean creates is maybe just like a little bit to the left, so I tackle Arete into the force field.
Okay.
Like maybe he just couldn't get it quite far enough, so like we tackle ourselves into it, and then
I
we're
made
like,
a mistake.
no,
Yeah.
it's
Or
just
it-
more
it
that
might just-
otherwise, if
it
I'm
might just-
tackling her, it doesn't fucking make
I
sense.
gotcha.
You
I
know?
gotcha.
I mean, it might come into
What about
like,
what?
over both
What about
sides.
this? The flaming, like, imagine like a flaming skull, like that's like a comet that's shrieking, and you tackle Arete out of the way, but then one of the unnamed heroes swoops up to be like, "I'll stop it," and it smashes into them, and then 2 smaller ones break off. And that's when Sean's shield pops up and blocks the smaller one.
Boom.
Yeah.
Woo.
So,
What what's my situation?
you don't know because a screaming hell bomb went off and everybody went flying everywhere. So you're kind of you're in that kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
Beginning
disoriented.
Of, beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Burm.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here?
Laying low until I gain senses back.
Okay. You feel the ground start to move under your feet.
Mm.
And anybody who has eyes on Figment see Hades' massive clawed hand scraping up Figment off of the ground, complete with like
Earth
What does he want?
Move
Can I
under my feet.
stop that?
You can.
Great.
Do you want... Now, you have a moment of truth here.
I do.
So, I will tell you this. If you want to fight Hades, he has 5 conditions. However, if you unleash your moment of truth, you can one-shot this punk.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is time, Robert.
All right, so when players, one of the advancements that players get in masks is to unlock their moment of truth, and that is when the music swells, the hero stands up, says something pithy, and does something really cool, and the narrator, the person who spends their moment of truth gets to narrate this. So,
Do you want to read out the blurb, or
yeah. Read out the blurb and then take it from there. And I will say, if you want to legit kill Hades, that is on the table because you're using the moment of truth.
Fun fact for the listeners at home, all moments of truths for different playbooks are different.
Mm-hmm.
They all
And
have different advantages.
Tony and I used
storylines
ours
and-
last season.
It was
In the
cinematic
finale.
as fuck.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't actually decided what the result of my moment of truth was going to be, but we're going to figure that out on camera.
Right now.
Okay, so here is the bull's moment of truth. This is what you do best. You let loose all the pent-up strength and rage and glee, and you break whatever stands in your way. You are a walking demolition crew. What can stand up to you? Nothing. Not buildings, not structures, not enemies. Nothing. Of course, now the people who changed you know exactly where to find you.
Could we say that you're the demolition man?
All right.
Demolition woman.
So here is what happens. I think so. Hades is gigantic, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Now you have seen my final form.
and I think what happens to Helix
9,000.
is something that has never happened before. Her glowing dragons expand out of her, and they become Hydra-sized. And they lift her up to be the center head of the Hydra.
Ooh.
And she is floating in midair with all of these snakes behind her, looking at Hades. And I can now project as loud as Hades.
Okay.
And I think I look at him and I say, "You have meddled with things above your purview for long enough. Your reign of terror in this realm and any others ends now."
Go back to your tank, nothing girl.
And he starts laughing. And here's what happens. One by one, the dragons plunge into his lavaed flesh.
Okay.
And one goes in through his eye, just like you saw the helix in the tank.
Oh!
Nice.
Good
And
callback.
what
Nice
happens?
callback.
Thank you. These dragons begin to suck the god life force out of Hades and into Helix.
And he
gets smaller.
shrinks.
Is
He
Helix
shrinks.
not a goddess on the underworld?
And I think and the lava melts off of him like so much melted snow. And at the end, you see Helix is glowing in the bright teal color of her dragons. And she gently puts Figment on the ground. Boop. And Hades,
Is she literally booping on the nose?
if this is possible, Hades is mortal.
Is he dead?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What? Danielle's got an idea.
I have a button on this moment of truth.
Okay.
I think I hold up my hand like this, and I go, Cerberus, come. And the leash appears.
All right.
So you can never leave the underworld again if you become the goddess of the underworld. I just thought you should maybe know that.
Well,
She might be able to release it.
we don't know that. We'll see.
We'll
Okay,
check
I
it
just
out.
figure it out in
put that out
season
there
3,
just real
guys.
quick here that I thought of that just now.
Okay.
The Covenant of the Gods. Yeah. It's gonna be the new TV show. Helix's Adventures in the Underworld.
Listen, it's gonna be great.
Cut to up on the building with Moonshot and Horizon. I've got the shot.
Okay, so remember how I kind of redeemed you and didn't kill you? That's kind of what we're trying to do here.
But I've got the shot.
I don't want you killing anyone. Haven't you had enough practice to, I don't know, maybe just maim? Or injure? Just murder this whole time. Just straight up killing, that's it. That's all
This
you've been
doesn't
doing.
work if I don't kill him.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't let that happen.
Oh, can I get rid of it? Because I hurt somebody important.
You did her somewhere real important. What are they important to you?
You used your moment of truth to do that. That seems a little weird. Don't worry, you may yet get to use that.
Can I imbue his gun with some sort of non-lethal energy that he can shoot out?
Set phasers to stun.
Yeah, set phasers to stun.
Yeah, if you want to try to hack his tech, you can unleash your powers.
I will try.
Or
to
you
do
can
that.
try to provoke him to not
Oh, yeah.
do the shooty bit.
Nice try, Rob, but I have guilty. So I'm gonna do unleash your powers.
Okay.
6. And then that's was that 3?
Mhm.
Yep, it is a 6.
Any help we can provide?
He's rolled. He can pop a
selfish
a selfish team.
I will. I will do that.
Okay. So, when you act selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. Remove one team from the pool and shift one label up or down, your choice.
So how does this go against my teammates?
Yes.
I think everybody would rather me just end Moonshot instead of trying to work with him and bring him back to the good side. So me basically just still working with him to take down...
Maybe not everyone, but the majority.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I can think of.
That one thinks you should save him, and I think she's wrong.
You're a hero.
I think you should murder him.
Mother him?
Murder.
No.
Well,
Let him fall to his own fate.
here's how it goes. You quietly bring up your hacking rig, and basically two options appear. One is set to non-lethal. The other is explode the gun in his hands. Which button do you push?
Would exploding the gun be lethal?
To him?
Yeah.
Not lethal, but it wouldn't mess him up.
Okay, I'll just set the other one.
Okay. And his head turns for a second like, son of a...
Do what he's done instead, Rob.
you feel a stun bolt hit you.
Who? I can't tell from this angle. Oh shit.
Figment.
Right in your head. Like,
So he was fixing to freaking murder Figs? Oh, I'm a murder pops. I'm sorry.
Oh. And we all see that.
yeah, but instead, he could have. So that's how it's selfish, because Figs takes a stun bolt to the head and goes down.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
It's okay. Goddess of the underworld Helix is right next door.
I think I immediately punch and knock out my father.
Okay. He's like, that's fair.
I would immediately go to Figs, but we gotta keep defending against moonshots.
No, not Moonshot.
Sorry, Aftershock. God damn. It's late, y'all.
Where did Aftershock go?
Where did Aftershock go wrong?
Well, I mean, there was the rain of fire, and then Figs got shut down, and
Got distracted by a Hydra.
the gods of Olympus showed up.
Oh my god. All of them?
Yeah. Well,
Oh fuck.
I think Zeus did at least,
Great.
Oh no.
Great.
and he's
Great.
brought his posse.
Oh,
I'm
great.
guessing
Let's
he's
see.
mad at us.
Oops.
Okay, I immediately go for Figs just to, check on him.
Yeah.
Who dares meddle in the affairs of the gods?
The planar guard!
Silence, mortal!
Absolutely. Fuck.
At least
Oh.
it's not.
Did I
whatever the
step out
fuck.
of? I stepped
Go
out
ahead
of
and-
frame.
Go ahead and take a powerful blow there, Sparrow,
Good.
because you
Great,
just
great.
you
Yes,
just
yes.
ate a Zeus
I'm gonna
lightning
roll
bolt to the
different
face.
dice. Can you hand me the dice cup?
At least Tony
I'm gonna
yelled that,
roll
not guard
those
squad.
two.
Guard squad.
Are you gonna do the thing, Jordan? You could do the thing.
You could do the thing.
I rolled
I
an
mean, Jordan's
11.
gonna do the thing. We just don't know specifically which thing.
She did roll
Oh, I rolled an 11.
She did roll an 11.
Isn't
So
powerful blow you want to
Oh.
roll?
yeah, you want to roll low on
Yeah.
powerful blow.
Yeah.
Can I?
So
That's
wait,
why
wait,
I picked 2 dice that had rolled ones
I
just
don't-
now.
I know she already rolled.
So you must remove yourself from the situation. You choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9
Let's
list.
see what the 7 and 9 list.
You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of
Okay,
your influence.
alright, I know what I'm doing.
Okay,
I'm marking 2 from the 7 to 9 list, and I would like to struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions, and lash out verbally to provoke a teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of my influence to inflict a condition. I'm gonna just provoke a teammate to foolhardy action.
who are you provoking to foolhardy action?
Seems like Jordan was fixing to do something
Well,
pretty
what I
fucking
think she wants to
foolhardy.
do here isn't necessarily foolhardy.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a foolhardy action.
Okay, well, it feels foolhardy.
No, well, she's got
a moment of truth.
She's got a moment of truth in her
Not
back
from
pocket
mine.
she could use here.
Moment of the truth would be the exact opposite of
Now,
Helix.
on the other hand,
Sure.
Helix might want to punch a god.
Yeah. So
Are you
I'm gonna
s-
mark 2
Is
conditions
she still-
and provoke
Yes.
Helix.
Okay.
I
And I
am
think
drunk on power.
I'm afraid and angry as fuck. So those are both really bad for me. Great, awesome, good, perfect.
You can always inflict a condition instead of provoking them, but
I
So,
had to do 2.
Well, yeah, but in the first one, you can
Oh,
provoke them to
I feel like-
action. or...
I feel like Helix wants to do something
Okay, that's
foolhardy
fair.
right now. Anyhow, so
That's
it
fair.
works.
She's got all that
Yeah.
god juice in
Yeah.
her.
I know.
That sounded less than awesome.
I know.
so are you? So what are you doing to Zeus now that he's chucked a lightning bolt at Sparrow?
So Sparrow is like Helix's best friend, right? Are you
I-
not?
Are you?
For this helix or the other helix?
All
Let-
Helix.
They're the same.
Same memories.
Same-ish.
The hive.
Yeah, for the
The
hive.
Helix hive.
You have 70 best
The
friends.
hive.
Sweet.
So Helix is I'm still angry, by the way, so
Yeah.
I still have this condition.
Yeah.
So Helix is furious. And I think she just turns to Zeus in her giant monstrous Hydra form and time out.
So to get rid of angry,
Mm-hmm.
you can hurt someone or break something important.
Yes.
Do you want to destroy the underworld?
What the fuck? Oh my god.
This is how season 3 happens, you guys. This
When
is it.
there's
This is how season
no more
3
room in
happens.
hell, the dead will walk the earth.
No one can die.
Wait, but then
This is
where?
how you get
Let
both
her
in the
make her
dark.
choice.
There's a Greek myth about this.
Hold on, but then where
Let
are all
her
the
make
dead
her
gonna
choice.
go?
There was an
Not
episode
your
of Xena.
problem.
Oh my
Let
god.
her make her choice.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, it would get rid of the condition. I mean, that's pretty important, right?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. So I don't think that Helix would set out to destroy the underworld, but if she hurt Zeus bad enough,
That wouldn't destroy the underworld.
no,
No.
he wouldn't have like lightning blast.
I think if basically if you want to fight Zeus,
Mm-hmm.
you can directly engage a threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a roll. We'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, if you don't want to let go of the narrative steering wheel for just a little while longer, you can clear the condition with angry and basically pull the underworld down around
There's
everybody.
an entire Greek myth about this.
Mhm.
And it's terrible.
Where's Remix?
Oh god. This is so bad. Nothing good can come of this.
He is
I want it on record that I said that.
But you also picked it.
comforting
You get it.
Hades.
Not as such.
What?
He's comforting?
Like he is comforting and protecting Hades from all this god stuff being chucked around.
Can I take a moment to fly down there?
1 second, Zeus. I'll be
Yeah.
there to take it.
With my hydras are still there. Can I just go?
I gotta take this. Hold on.
I just go. Why are you helping him?
He's my father.
Ooh.
Man, I hear that.
And now he has no protection except me.
I didn't know. How could I have known?
You didn't. I don't like to talk about it because as soon as you say, "Oh, my father is the duplicitous god of the underworld," people tend to form opinions about you.
Preach.
I like how he came in, impersonating you, and now you're like, maybe he is my brother.
Yeah.
Like,
Brother?
I will say the story he did tell you on your date now makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm just like, I am really glad I didn't kill him.
He ain't heavy, he's my brother.
and that's when a lightning bolt hits
Me?
your general area.
Oh.
What do you do? Do you defend Hades?
Danielle, you should just say it now.
You destroy the underworld to prevent all of this.
Wasn't
I
it
meant the Rob ball.
Wasn't it easier when I just made you cry?
Danielle really would love to defend the situation. But would Helix do it?
I feel like Helix would after hearing that.
You could take a third option.
What's the third option?
Just destroy the underworld.
Do I have the option to save Hades and then destroy the underworld? No.
No, you gotta pull the emergency brake, and then it's every being for themselves as the underworld collapses.
Oh my god. Rob, why do you do this?
Meanwhile, since you don't apparently have a decision right now.
Hey, Rob. Do we see Aftershock anywhere?
Are you're searching out Aftershock?
I Well, okay, let's be for real here. Arete would be very disturbed by the fact that Helix just absorbed the god of death, and that her grandfather's here sort of being a
Shooting
dick.
lightning bolts at her friends.
Yeah,
It's been a rough day.
yeah, it's been a little bit tough week for
You do
Arete.
find Aftershock.
Where?
Aftershock is engaged in battle with Estrella.
Oh, fuck. How's Estrella doing? She's gonna save the day for us, right?
Yeah, because that's how this works, is that the NPCs have the cool
builds a great
fights,
net-
and you
that's
watch and go,
great
wow,
narrative."
that's a really cool
I mean,
NPC.
that's what the Paragon wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been
It's
convenient?
as if Aftershock knows her every move. Every parry, every blast.
You know, like, Sparrow just definitely studies up a lot.
That's a good one.
It's as if Aftershock has a spreadsheet of all.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck off, Brad. That one's for you.
And Estrella says, "No, Polymusa, get away!"
Fuck.
And Aftershock turns to lay a blast into you again. Polymusa jumps in the air.
You mean Estrella.
I'm sorry. Aunt Estrella jumps in the air in, slow motion Spartan. And Aftershock raises its hand. A spike comes out. And
Can I roll to defend Estrella? Or you do it. You do it. It's your turn.
And I.
Moment of truth.
Whoa.
Oh!
Well,
Oh, Rob knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I forgot you had it.
Moment of truth.
I'm over here cringing. It's fine.
Would
Leave
you
me.
give your wife a hug, please?
Nope.
I know.
It's
He might
days-
be Aftershock. Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me, you might be Aftershock.
thanks for everyone to listening to the show. I'm sorry for the divorce.
We'll live broadcast the proceedings.
We're gonna have to find a new gaming dungeon though, because clearly we're gonna have to sell the house.
So, read your moment of truth.
The moment of truth for the Legacy Playbook is: this is the moment when you prove how much the mantle belongs to you. You seize control of all your powers, and you defeat even impossible odds to prove you're worthy of the name you carry. You accomplish feats even your predecessors couldn't do. Of course, after you prove something like that, you can expect still more responsibilities to be placed on your shoulders. ... Ominously.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So, cinematically,
No. This is
Yeah.
a very particular simulation about gods fighting in the underworld.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out weapon speeds and impact ratios.
Yeah.
So I can
The-
tell you the
The
Gladius
danger room
normally
pauses,
would-
and I'm like, oh, sorry about that. Let me just adjust this real quick.
I have to adjust 15 spreadsheets. Hold on.
so you see the arm push out from Aftershock, the spike starting to slowly protrude towards Aunt Estrella.
We are in slow motion Sparta vision here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you see Polymusa still completely unpowered with a stumbling run forward. Step, step, step. The next step falls and you see Greaves. Step, step, step. Another step falls and you see
Bracers.
bracers. Thank you. And then the next is the breastplate, the pauldrons, the mask. I don't think she would have that. It's a very stylized version. It's not
Don't step on her moment.
Yeah. No, those are helpful words that they've been telling me.
Because it's not quite as dramatic with the, the shoulder thingy that goes ping.
The only one I was sure of was the pauldrons, and I was like, hope these other ones are right.
Well, this is one of those moments where everybody who plays RPGs has those words that they only learn because they played RPGs, and they're like, oh, I know what encumbrance is. Like,
most of my stuff I know is from crafting things in video games. And you see the red stylized hair from the top of her helmet stream behind her. The next time her left arm flows forward, you see the shield glow into being. Then the next you see a spear in her hand, and slow-mo Sparta style, she takes the spear in both hands and knocks Aftershock's arm down before my aunt meets her. And I think in that same moment, Estrella gets her shot in. So she gets her hit into Aftershock, and you see Estrella sort of in shock, a little bit, because I think when she hits the ground,
present shock, not aftershock.
She has lost all of her armor and is just normal Aunt Estrella.
Because as I've discussed, I don't know if I've said it on the show yet, but Arete in full forward regalia is one person, and Aunt Estrella and I have been
kind of tug of war in it
a little bit throughout her entire time, and then it's just a one-on-one between me and Aftershock.
Okay.
There's a lot of spear strikes. Polymus is barely even using her shield whatsoever, unless laser
there was a moment where Aftershock lets loose one of those same colored blasts that stripped her of her powers. And how do you just shrug it off?
It's like it doesn't even hit the shield.
It just fizzles out.
It sort of does like more like water hitting a globe. It just goes and fizzles out around her form, like there's more of a divine shield ahead of her instead of even her shield itself. And she ends up pushing forward and bashing her with the shield instead.
Okay.
And knocking her off course. And
Aftershock skids back and looks up at you. I take a sip.
I thought it was going to be a cup talk. I was like, cup talk?
No.
Me? I was never this powerful before. Sorry, I'm just putting words into NPC Aftershock's mouth.
By the way, you're even hotter than I remember.
Wow, that godlike beauty real came back in style.
I have such a supervillain boner right now.
Wow.
I don't know why Aftershock suddenly sounds like Kermit the Frog. But
Nerd. Choices were made.
I wish you could see how much I'm smiling right now.
You could show me if you took the helmet off. Do I want to try to provoke?
Do it.
You can try.
Do it.
It's a plus.
Can I assist her?
How?
She just is cheering really loudly in the background.
So loudly from the crowd.
Yeah, you just hear in the distance.
I'm just like, get her,
I just hear, yes, queen.
After being struck by lightning, I'm laying on the ground going, yes, queen.
Dice, I really need you to do this for me for the cinematic payoff. Por favor. Please.
I'm so nervous.
Double
Don't fuck up.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
Jordan.
It was just a 5.
Do you add anything to that?
No.
Mundane?
My superior is a 0.
Is there a way that you can selfishly spend team to... No, because that's it's a 5.
Get to...
It's a 6. Okay.
Well, if I selfishly... Oh, it's only 1.
It's only going to be 6.
Damn it. I wish I had that feat.
Does she hear Sparrow say yes, queen?
Queen! for a team, and then she can selfishly spend another one. And the selfish
If
part
it-
is that she thinks it's not her, so she needs to know.
If it
I
helps,
was actually
Look,
thinking that
if you have to draw the flow chart, I'm not buying it.
if it helps, if it could help, I know what I'm gonna do.
What are you going to do?
It might help.
Well, you tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me while I think about what hard move I want to make against the
for
irritator.
failing, but I just moment of truth though.
I know.
But you also provoked
I did.
and failed.
I did. I know.
So after finding out that Remix's father is Hades, the dragons come back, and she's normal sized, and she looks at Hades and goes, "Do you promise to take care of them?"
To take care of who?
The souls.
Yes, I do that.
The creatures. You'll stop meddling in things that don't belong to you.
I vow on my power. Should I break this vow, it will return to you.
That's acceptable.
Cut to.
Don't get to swoosh it back into him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Swoosh it back.
Yeah, I just wanted to put my hand on his chest, and all of the Hades power, and it's red because it's not Helix power, it's Hades power.
Mhm.
So it goes back into him.
One moment. Cut to.
What? He's just
What
happy
do you-
that he
I
can
want to throw my
kick
tomahawk
stuff now.
at
Yeah, he's just stoked to have his power.
Aftershot's face, even though I know it won't do anything. And basically, like, Sparrow's willing to sacrifice herself at this moment and just be like, "Fuck off, leave my friends alone," to distract her long enough, distract them long enough that Arate might be able to do something.
And then can I
No.
selfishly spend a team?
So no. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, moves are. There are a lot of different moves that I can make here. Soft
Mhm.
moves and hard moves.
Mm-hmm.
And normally I would do something like inflict a condition, or like, just because you rolled a 6 doesn't mean that you failed.
I rolled a 5.
Well, then you fail. No, it's very simple. You're gonna get what you want
Oh.
in the worst possible way.
Oh no.
That sounds like Ethan.
No, don't touch me.
Oh no.
Dude. At first, you don't recognize them because of the long hair. But the face can only be the face of Helix.
Ha! What? Hashtag not me. What?
Helix.
Give my sister my love. I'll be seeing her soon.
No.
Oh yes. And you being transfixed by Helix, you did not see her put her hand over Estrella's body
Can I throw my tomahawk
as she
now?
shoots a spike
Can I
into
throw
her.
my tomahawk now? To defend Estrella?
Can I make
No.
a sacrifice?
Why
No.
not?
Because-
it's ineffable.
Because I
It's
have to,
ineffable.
because I am making them pay a price for victory.
It's ineffable.
But I saved her with my moment of truth, though.
But it's ineffable. It's a fixed point in time.
Tony, you look like you're wearing your mask.
You get, Rob, you've earned the big movie no. Palamusa just screams no and
Can I try
goes
to throw my
forward
tomahawk
as
and it just
hard
doesn't
as
work?
she can to try to destroy Aftershock. Full tilt.
You dash towards Aftershock when a flood of howling spirits smash into her and carry her away. So, you have a choice to make. Do you want to save Estrella, or do you want to follow Aftershock?
I scream, she was mine. And then I pivot and go to Estrella right away and try to do whatever I can to stem the flow of blood, whatever, to try to help.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I really didn't think it was me.
Helix, why are you using my symbol?
I don't know. I didn't think it
Do
was
the
me.
thing you did before.
Yeah.
Go
Plant a
fast.
tracker on her in
Go.
the past.
Do some.
Am I still
Back when
unconscious?
she was close to you.
Oh.
Why would you still be unconscious?
No, you're coming to.
Okay. Because I got hit by the dart.
I like smacked you.
Yeah, I think that's what happens is Sparrow wakes helps wake you up.
I was pretty sure it was going to
Put a
be
fucking
me.
tracker on her.
How do you know my ants move so well? I'm gonna have to watch you carefully now.
Yeah, if I can go back
It's probably not this clone.
Yeah, that's true.
to do that.
What are you doing?
Same thing you did before, but
Yeah.
flash back to the moment when Biggs
Flashback.
flashed away and flash into that split second and put a tracker on. I'm sorry. Tell your story.
So, what
I'm
Tony wants me to
guessing
do
he's
is put
Is
a
jump back
tracker
to
on...
3 episodes ago, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to roll for that.
Okay.
Why doesn't
Put
he
a
have to
fucking
roll
tracker
for
on her.
Because you jump back to that thing and you see her look at the other ghost figment, and that figment dips, and then Aftershock turns and looks at you. You have questions, don't you?
This isn't actually happening in game, but that's Helix.
Yo, I'm gonna let you finish, but
It's a
Yeah.
clone of Helix, okay?
We don't know that.
She said my sister.
We don't know that. It could be Helix Prime.
Oh.
Never kissed anyone, so.
That causes a lot of pent up frustration.
Oh my god.
I will destroy the world with the heat of my genitals. Atomic vulva. So.
Oh my god.
I have to leave.
It's okay. We'll cut this stuff out.
oh my god.
No, we're not.
No, we are not.
I have so much stress right
Atomic vulva. I have.
Team name.
Good band name, I call it.
now. I have so much stress right now, or Atomic Vulva?
Atomic Vulva.
Oh, okay. I thought having a lot of stress was a good team.
Please have your
The stress squad! No, I already said it to Zeus, so.
Yes, that makes it official. Just like all
You
of
should
the other
you
names.
should ask your questions before I decide to pull you in and destroy you.
Who are you and why do you need me?
I am Helix. I am Helix Prime. And I need you because your power opens doorways to everywhere. If I am to conquer I need to conquer everywhere. Why, I've felt the power of a god within me, and I know that if I...
Was that Zeus? You got a little god in you? You want any?
That is how Zeus rolls.
I mean, she could have had a little god in her if her and Remix ever got together, but...
This is what we like. We're gonna have an offshoot. We're gonna have a spin-off.
Sorry, we're now a mature podcast.
Yeah, we are a totally mature
We're
podcast.
listed as explicit, so
I
we're
know.
fine.
Atomic Vulva.
Say fuck
So,
too many times, so... Here we are, fuck.
I can't just kill the supers. I have to kill the aliens, the angels, the gods, and let me tell you, it's been fun doing all that. If I can't have a family, nobody can.
But you had us. We're your family.
Not after what happened. Not after what happened to Arete.
What happened?
Cut to
Yeah.
Oh my god. Arete
I can't
Estrella,
I'm literally just sitting here going like,
Palusa.
wait for it.
There's way too many options here.
and I don't like any of them.
We are all very stressed.
If there were stress dye, I'd have an entire bucket of them.
If it's future, it could even be next stage Arete.
Could be baby Arete?
It could
Like
be
Baby
It
Yoda?
could be a next baby.
Barate.
It could be.
Babate.
It'd be
Petite
baby
Arete.
Arete, or it could be sporty
I say petite
Arete, or
because-
spice Arete.
Even ginger Arete. But not posh
So where are
Arete
we
because she didn't go on
flashbacking to,
the...
Rob? Where did we flashing back? Where did we...
Back in the underworld. I will find you.
Oh, I got struck by lightning. It hurts. I just turned into Gilbert Gottfried. It's
Well, and she
fine.
immediately busts out her like owl med kit and is like,
I'm good. It's fine. Ow.
Sparrow,
Yep.
you need to accept help when it is offered to you.
Thank you.
I don't entirely know. Like, do you think you're the first person that I've had to treat being struck by lightning from Zeus before?
I kind of thought that was maybe the case, yeah.
This is honestly coming cool.
The best thing, she says,
You're fine now.
is we're probably going to. I have to sedate you,
Please don't do that.
but you're going to be in pain for
I don't.
days.
I need to know what everyone. There's the things they happened, and if I'm not here for them to like, no.
Well, I can tell you this. We've won. Aftershock is gone. Hades is defeated. You
So
did it,
we-
Quinn.
Did it? How is everyone? That the team, our team, the player guard.
Don't push it.
Okay.
The name will come in time. Do you know how many names we went through before we settled on the Paragons?
Like 17, yeah, I have the book. No, I don't know. It was 17, I read the book, it's fine.
Quinn.
Yep.
I think it's time.
Time.
I think it's time for you to become White Owl. And then she sedates you.
Wait, I thought that...
Wait, I didn't think you were becoming White Owl.
I'm not! Oh, shit!
I didn't think you had to kick your husband over
I didn't mean to. Leg pass. For the podcast people at home, Tawny kicked her legs up in the air in frustration.
She is sitting sideways in the chair right now.
Let me run that back a little bit. It's time for you to become the owl. You've earned it. And then she sedates you.
But
I think she still would have freaked out.
Wait,
just
it's
as
Oh, yeah, no, Tawny is still going to punch some dudes.
Wait, are we sure that's White Owl and not Remix?
No, it's White Owl.
Okay.
She did her secret hand
Listen,
sign.
I've just been stabbed. I've just been syringed one too many times.
Like he's just like, I got all this knockout shit.
She did her secret hand, so yeah, no, it's me.
Yeah.
I didn't actually. I mean, it slid past you, but I didn't get you, did I?
Got me, but it didn't do damage.
cut to the Arates.
What?
And you've got Estrella, she's got her arm slung over your shoulder, and she'll be okay.
Okay, thank God. Rob, I was about to jump over the table and fight you.
I know.
Get in line.
Yeah.
Aunt Estrella.
She's like, I don't like the fact that every time we fight together, I get stabbed.
Well, if it makes you... No, I'm not going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you didn't die. That's a plus.
I mean, I wouldn't have had far to go.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit mad at Uncle Hades at the moment, so...
Yeah, us too. Or me too. I mean, This is one of the reasons why we don't talk to him.
Yeah. He just got me that really cool birthday present that one year, so I thought he might be okay, but...
Like a pomegranate?
Yeah, she's like, you didn't eat that pomegranate, did you?
No.
Okay, good. You are going to do great.
I didn't think... This is the first time the mantle has passed to anyone. I didn't think it would remove everything from you.
No.
If I hadn't have done that, you wouldn't have gotten hurt.
If you hadn't have done that, I would be dead. But now I can still advise you and offer advice and watch you grow into the best Arete ever. And that is... I am so lucky to be able to do that.
Well, you left really big grieves to fill. So, I think we'll,
I know that reference. Are you saying I'm fat?
She starts laugh crying.
I think the both of you start doing it.
I'll look forward to it. But maybe you can keep talking to Grandpa instead of me. I think he's pretty pissed.
No, you get to do that now.
I don't know. I think as current Arete, I can delegate.
No, Polly, I can't go to Olympus anymore. I'm mortal.
Mortal?
Yeah. Like, watch. Ow!
Don't do that! That's not funny.
No, it isn't. That actually hurt more than I thought.
That's why I'm yelling at you.
How do you... Wow. How do you handle... Wow. I need to sit down.
Yeah, we'll pause. I only had to deal with it for about 10 minutes there in the battle, but I think I still have to get a haircut because I think some of these split ends stuck around.
Well, I know. Just talk to Aphrodite's hairdresser. Get you fixed up right.
I know.
Cut to Do you want to have? Are you having a scene with your dad? Or are you doing?
I was kind of hoping to do both.
You're so greedy. Okay. So, what do you want to say to your dad?
I just want to say to him, like, don't worry, I knew this wasn't going to happen overnight. We'll get you right. We'll make Mom proud. Together.
I don't deserve you.
No, you don't.
He unslings his mass killer gun. Do you want the honor?
I think it would mean more if you did it.
He flicks a switch, and you start to hear like whoop, 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 and he chucks it with all of his might. And in the distance, there's like a. I'll see you around, kid.
See ya.
And he goes to one of the doors that starts to open into the wispy portal. He stops. I knew it was never going to be you.
Fortunately, I didn't have that luxury. But thanks.
And he walks into the portal. And then, what were you doing in the future again?
I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I'd probably be coming back at this point if I could.
Okay. So, who do you manifest by? Like, I think that's probably one of the things that makes it easier is if you, like, I'm like, I gotta go back to where somebody is.
My mom.
Is she still in the underworld?
Yeah.
Isn't her body or whatever? We weren't gonna try to bring her out. I meant to ask this at the beginning of the episode.
That's okay.
But...
Yeah. You pop back, and your mom is sitting on, like a gargoyle on like a rooftop somewhere, and she's got a deck of cards that she's fanning and doing tricks with.
So that deal you got in over your head with, how you became the cape.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you make the decision to do that?
What do you mean?
I'm worried that my teleportation abilities might be the reason this can all happen in the future.
Well, there are things outside that live in between the planes. And I owe them big. The house always wins, and they won big against me. So at first I thought, well, best to hide in plain sight. And then when that went wrong, I ended up here, and I figured, well, I mean, if I can't deal with the thing, right? If I don't want those things to come collect, I mean, yeah, I'm sure Hades would get really upset if one of them tried to wander in here and start throwing their weight around. But after all this, I think I gotta move on.
Was it worth it? Putting your life on hold in order to have a chance?
It was worth it to see you not make the same dumb mistakes that I did. And I'm going to do my best to check in when I can. Make sure that you're still on that path. Okay?
Okay.
This might not be the right time to ask this. Is there a reason you never took the hint about getting together with that nice sparrow girl? Like, she seems so nice and like straightforward and we're married already.
All right, sweet cheeks.
I don't think I'm good enough.
Francis Asmodeus Bishop. You are absolutely good enough.
I'm a fuck up. That's not what she needs.
That's not for you to decide.
It should be.
How are you? First of all, don't swear in front of your mother. Second of all, you just came to me saying that your powers are so great that some future bad guy wants to take you, yeah?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're a screw up.
Kinda does. Means I can't control what my future is. Someone else is going to be coming for me.
Well then... Sorry, I just remembered. I love you, Francis.
Love you too, Mom.
And she dips.
Nice.
Your initials are fab.
Asmodeus, what a gem.
How do you want to do the handover?
Wednesday movie night.
Aww. Okay. So we cut to. But is everybody there?
Yeah.
Greetings, Hannah and Hannah's friends. What movie are we watching tonight?
I don't know. What movie are we watching tonight?
Is Alexis okay?
Alexis is fine.
Oh, I apologize, Hannah. I probably should explain. I have been reprogrammed to act as your parental unit. If there are specific behaviors that I need to model on your parents, please feel free to adjust my activities and performance.
Well, I never had any parents.
You have one now. What is your favorite food? I will make it for tonight for you and your friends.
I like tacos.
Tacos it is. Shall I order from El Taco Cabra?
Yeah, Mom. That'd be great.
And she puts the call out to Taco Cabra. And the final shot, or the final couple panels of the issue, are a monitor looking at the five of you from the future. And Helix Prime staring intently at a happier time with one tear crawling down her face. And that is where we end our second season of Masks, Past Tense. We'll be back in just a few moments to talk about what happened in our final back pages of the season. Please join us then. Hopefully we won't have any cardiac issues in the interim. I'm still alive. I mean, welcome back to our...
This is not Rob's incorporeal form.
this
We didn't turn him into a puppet in the last 7
This
minutes.
podcast is
We
haunted.
waited so you could all see the snuff film.
No jury in
That
the world.
gets dark.
No jury in the world would convict us of murdering our
I have been
GM.
watching a lot of
It got-
SVU. Brad, you
it got
should
dark,
stop the
but-
cameras right now.
I know.
Oh, they glitched. I don't know what happened.
Cut to like a hash silver in your head sheet. Rob had to fly away to his planet and died on the way there.
Do you want to play a game?
We put Rob in real life scenarios of all the things he's put us through.
Yeah, we're gonna get Hades on the line real quick. He's gonna fix this all up for us.
All right,
We're
so
gonna chant Nyarlathotep in his dreams.
Yeah, no shit.
so I guess the first thing you guys probably want to know is, when did I decide that Helix was going to be after?
Yes,
Like
Rob, when
27
did you
minutes ago?
decide? Because I, for real, was like, it's anybody but me, probably.
Straight up 27 minutes ago.
No, I've known for a couple of episodes now.
I'm glad my theory
I
was
will
correct.
also say that
That was your
Rob's been
theory?
fucking
No, look.
with us off camera as well.
Yeah, he has been pretty much.
Months.
Plus, we've been fucking with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Months.
I was messing with them,
Yes. Like,
and
I
then
made
and
that
then they would, and then as we've been putting these episodes
do more?
together, then they would talk about the stuff where they were like bitching at each other that I didn't
Yeah.
even see, and I'm like, oh, that's like bonus. All
Yeah.
right, cool. So,
Like, for instance, I passed Rob in the hallway and he whispered, "You're aftershock."
I regret I did not do more of that.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have just casually
Mostly
walked
I'm like,
past people
I
and
don't
like,
know if
hey
I
Tony,
believe.
you're aftershock, and then just kept walking.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
So,
I would have turned around and been like, "Excuse you."
Yeah.
I think I was
This
brushing
is
my
as far
teeth
as I can
actually.
go, right?
The theory that I had after Rob introduced the potential Arete aftershock with our symbol was, I mean, they could just be having that as like an homage to how awesome I was when I was still alive, and now they're
and that's actually kind of true.
yeah. I
Give
was
it-
glad that theory was like pretty good.
So,
Like- You make 100 shots, you might hit one.
a broken clock is
An audition.
Yeah.
broken clock is worth twice. It's two hands in the bush. I don't know. Anyway,
2 hands in the bush, not just one.
hey-o.
As it should be.
So, these plots can be challenging because, you want to make sure that, that the person who is ultimately named as the bad guy is okay with it.
It's cool with it.
Because, like, I encourage as much as possible to conspire with your players, because they're going to tell you the stories that they want to follow, and they're doing your homework for you. And Danielle was very active with me in shaping her story this season, because I think it's because she is, only able to come into a very limited number of episodes every year because she is now physically away from us. And the more she did that, not now.
I know. I'm joking.
The more that she did,
That was a bonus.
Danielle was dead the entire time.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. And the more that she did that, the more that I realized she can handle it. And it also, like, the other trick with these storylines is that you have to be aware of the the conservation of character. We were talking about a Law and Order over the break, and in every Law and Order episode, it's like it's got to be one of the like 3 characters that they introduce in the first 3 episodes in the first 30 minutes, because whenever it's an episode where they're like, oh, it's actually somebody completely different, it's always kind of a bummer, because you're like, but they just made
Like, you have to be introduced within the first 15 minutes in order.
Which is why it's always so interesting when they introduce like 15 to 20 people in the first like 3 minutes, and you're like,
well, they've been making Law and Order episodes for decades, so they know how to play with these rules. So coming into the season, I realized that I could not cop out and say it was somebody else. Like as soon as I started driving home after we finished Future Shock, of course I'm like, who is it? All right. It could be Owl. No, that's dumb. It could be Irritate. No, that's dumb. Like, it has to be somebody at the table. And while Helix Prime is kind of a cheat, there's still questions. Is that Helix Prime you in the future? Is that a different clone and you're spun off from them? There's still a lot of things that we can play with in the storyline.
Either way, I'll roleplay it.
Yeah, and not that and frankly, I think had anyone at this table, if I would have given it to them, you would have run with it. Maybe not you, because you like playing goody two shoes too much.
I would have made it work.
You would have made it work.
I would have had a hell of a lot of fun with it. I was thinking up shit. In the 4th episode when we did the Arete red herring, I could see you going, What if I just went evil? Like, could I just be evil? Like, can I do that slow descent into madness?
Yeah, can I do
that? As soon as you made the comment about like other people having powers and whatever, I was like, fuck, it is me. So then I started going through all the ways that it might work, and then like, okay, I can make this happen. It's fine. I'll do it. It's fine.
It's great because everybody, I think, had that moment of, well, if it is me, how do I handle it? I don't know. I mean, Tony has been terrified. Like at the end of the episode, or at the end of the season last season, he was just shocked and like, it's me, and that's basically what he's been like for the past year. Yeah. It's like, it's me.
Which is why Horizon's been that way the whole season.
That's why his cup says
definitely not.
Thanks, Danielle.
You're welcome.
And so it's been fun for me, and I'm very lucky that these players are willing to let me push those boundaries and come up with those theories. Because that's one of the agendas of these games is, I am a fan, or I'm a fan of the players, and as a fan, I know that if this were a TV show, I would be sitting with my friends with, who do you think it is? No, it can't be them. No, what? No. What about that episode where they did that thing and did that? Oh shit, you're right. Okay, maybe it is them. Well, what do you think? And that's how these things go. What does that mean for our season 3? I don't know. But that's okay. So there is this idea that every TV show and every movie that is successful has had a plan from day one. And that is a bunch of crap.
Plus, like, they have to pilot that shit first anyway, so mostly it's just a concept, and then they're like, oh shit, they picked it up, what are we gonna do?
Most, I feel like they know where they want it to begin and end, but everything in between.
But Jordan has the right of it in that, like, most of the time the pilot is them throwing as many ideas as they can, and then if they're talented, they can then backfill and string along things so that the narrative makes sense.
Well, and even if they have an endpoint, like shit happens, things change. Look at
or chemistry
Carrie Fisher
within
passing
the
away,
or How I Met Your Mother. You know, that's another big one where
Yeah.
I think they had a very clear ending in mind.
Although the last season of that one.
But well, that's the thing is they stuck to their guns, and everyone was like, "No, that's wrong. I'm sorry, you're incorrect." So I shouldn't be flat out admitting like I have no idea what's going to happen next season, but
We have time to figure it out.
I have time to figure it out, and
With that spoiler, Rob, gotta look forward to that last season. Everybody's gonna go.
yeah, it's like, oh great, Police Academy 3, great. But
Dark Knight Rises.
right, but we have a lot of things moving forward. Now the question isn't so much who is Aftershock, but the question is what happened to Helix to turn her into Aftershock.
What happened to Arete?
What happened to
Yeah.
Arete?
And if
That
I
turned Helix into
mentioned it to people, which I probably did, but I have a year to come up with the
Well,
answer to
and
that.
and that is where Lord of the Board comes in, because he came to me with this idea of how it would be you, and I was like, okay, well that may I stuck with
Thank you, Brad.
well, I stuck with
He
my
knows how I like that, so
with
does
the
that.
idea that I had picked, but then I was like, well, why did it happen? Oh, something really bad happened to somebody. Arete, because I think it makes the most sense, because out of everyone at the table, who is the most powerful character? It's Arete. Sorry. Well, and now
Most powerful, most effective.
okay. Well, you got.
Look, we just started getting along, Sparrow.
Look at us,
Let's not
so
open
All
that
that
can of
bonding
worms.
out the window.
Yeah.
Well, she's not Sparrow anymore. You must call her the Owl.
Shut the fuck up. We're gonna talk about that, Rob.
Okay.
Oh no, this is Nightwing. This is not Damian Wayne.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
Okay. So you're gonna disappoint the owl and not take.
Rob, I'm not Damian Wayne. I just dropped my pencil.
Tommy, he still took the mantle for a little bit.
For like a month.
So you could do that?
No, at least 6 months. I have that comic book.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 months.
That was the one
Happy
where he was
year.
making out with the Zuko's daughter for
Yes, he did do
like.
that,
Was
yeah.
she hot though?
Of course.
He always-
like
it's
nobody.
Yeah.
Like,
Dick
Not
Grayson,
everyone's hot in
come
a
on.
comic book.
Most people are hot.
Dick Grayson.
Everyone
Anyone that
loves
Dick
that
Grayson
dick.
makes out with.
yeah, there is a significant like Dick Grayson kind of has come to embody the like fun, sexy parts of like being a millionaire playboy, whereas Batman is all broody and like I'm gonna stay in my cave, and he's like I'm gonna fly in a jet and bang a supermodel.
And make puns.
Yeah.
Like Batman, Bruce Wayne pretends to do that, and he was kind of like, why not do that?
Yeah, Or I could actually make out with the supermodel and still fight crime. That'd be great. So I feel like we've also set up a few things in motion for season 3, and we seem to. But I also feel like we've hit a good ending point. Like that's the really tricky part, I think, is satisfying the questions that were asked, but still leaving more for the next season. I will not be taking questions at this time, but or at least I will not be answering questions.
Well, I will say my biggest question at the end of the season, after giving Helix a mother, it really begged the question in my mind, like, okay, so is the Helix that's Aftershock this Helix that had a mother, and when she says she has no family, what does that mean? Or is this a different Helix that's jealous of this Helix for getting a mother?
Or by you giving her a mother,
Is
does
that how
kinda
she
alter
got
the
all that
future?
technology that she
Enough.
had?
It
to
altered
her
the future
disposal?
enough that like we're good now. Or maybe
Or-
it's a different Helix.
I don't know.
Or does she unite with that tech and the suit?
And use it
is-
to
Become
take us all.
Aftershock. That's what I was thinking.
This is what I'm furiously scribbling down in my brain right now.
It's okay, it's audio
Immediately.
recorded.
Well, yeah, I'll just scroll it back like, yeah, that's a great idea. We're going with that.
That's
Um,
what I immediately thought when I heard you were giving Helix your mom. Even like before the whole like reveal when we were before I got captured in the underworld and everything. I was like, but she has like death kill protocols.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I mean, I obviously-
Aftershocks, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You meant to, but who knows what sort of advancements or things she can convince you to do later in the future.
And even if you created like a blockchain to those particular skills, like
And
so
wouldn't
she
you want to
can't
leave
break
it,
through
leave
the
it up so
blockchain.
that she's protected in case danger happens?
She's
Well,
tough though.
Well, what Rob
But
and I
yeah.
agreed on was that I built her from the ground up. So this
Okay.
this Alexis is not the same Alexis.
Okay.
So you
Um,
gave her an imitation mom. I'm joking.
Man, Jordan.
Speaking of imitation moms.
Cape.
Cape?
What about
Cape
Kate?
mom?
No.
Cape Mom says that you should date your wife, so.
Well, so what was interesting about Figment is that we originally had I think I had a different plot arc for him in mind, and then in play it changed because you literally made every expand your power move that you rolled. So I'm like, okay, now he's going to be the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
So now you have to deal with, oh, I'm this delinquent, and it makes a great move for you because it's on this. I don't care about this stuff,
This
but
whole episode, I was terrified to do anything.
Yeah. You did really good. Like,
Have
and
you
it's been
failed a single roll in the last 5 episodes?
I leveled
anything
up,
where
so
he tried
apparently.
to
Yeah,
help
at least one or
people,
two.
I think if
But-
he wasn't unleashing his powers, and he
because
was
that's
trying to
a
help people,
but that's an interesting way to deal with the delinquent central issue of dealing with responsibility, because now you could once you have made the push roll, I'm not going to make you make it again. Like, you can, if you want to time travel and blip around, fine. The 3rd season, that'll be great. I'm sure it won't mess things up. It'll be great.
No.
Step on a leaf and everything.
But that's one reason why I was terrified, because I'm like, in theory, I can just go ahead like one day into this fight and just see what happens. But I don't know if I want to know that information.
You don't want to have to be
like-
Doctor Strange flipping through the channels like, nope, not that one, not
Yep.
that one, not that one, not that one, not that one.
You got
Oh.
500,000 different outcomes,
Right.
and only one of them is the one where you win.
Exactly. And
Right.
Figure it
this
out.
whole time I was like in my head, I'm like, I could do this, but I don't know if I want to do that.
Mhm.
I could do this. That could make everything worse.
That's why I was really excited when you started pushing that time travel shtick. I was like, oh man,
Yeah, I
that's a lot
basically-
of stuff for you to
Basically,
know,
I made
man.
by the end, I'm like, I'm only gonna go back for now, but only little bit,
Just like little bitty
because
jumps.
I don't want to fuck everything up.
So, anyone else want to talk about their storylines? Danielle, how are you feeling? How's it feel to be the bad guy?
I'm kind of hyped for it. Like I told Rob, we were just chatting a while ago, and I was like, if it's me, great. I don't care. Like the fun is playing the game. For me, it's not like making my stats, and it's not, adhering to a specific thing. For me, it's just like, do I get to do the most, like, intriguing and drama and high energy and, like, being the villain? Sure, I'll get to do that. So I'm also very excited that now I have a contract with Hades. And if he fucks up, I get underworld power. So just make sure to keep that on the table.
So, what's your current relationship status with Remix then?
We didn't roleplay it, so I don't know.
Oh.
So I can't remember.
It's weirdsies.
Hades, your creator?
No.
Okay.
Genodyne?
Genodyne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Oh, they're our big bad in season 3, maybe.
What?
I'm just making sure that Remix isn't your brother.
No. Okay.
Very
Good
Star Wars of you.
But I mean, also, it's the gods, and that happens.
Yeah.
Also
Remix is
clones.
not
I
my
mean,
brother. So
It gets a little
No.
gray.
No, Remix is not a blood relative unless you look him up on PH.
here's a question. Does Helix now have the ability to travel into the underworld because she has a little bit of lingering? So that I can go and visit Hades occasionally.
Maybe. I feel like
Do
maybe.
you have to? Do you
Because
have
I don't know.
We'll explore that.
Because I would like to get to know Hades as Remix's dad.
You want to be in-laws?
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
more
a very
interesting.
different person.
Yeah,
It's I
think that's far more
Meet
interesting.
the parents, meet the Fockers,
You
No,
learn.
that's great.
You want to meet my dad? I did meet my friend's AI mom, so
like, this is the second weirdest parent that I've met.
And I'm excited to develop my relationship with Remix.
So I did not realize that Remix was going to be related to Hades until like 3 days ago.
Oh.
Like, I literally had a moment where I was driving and I was like, "Oh my god!" and I like stopped the car
Almost caused 7 accidents.
because
on the highway.
I was like, okay,
No.
because he did violate your trust. What is the thing that would balance the scales the other way? And the emotional vulnerability of him working for his father as much like Arete.
A demigod.
Yeah, as a demigod.
Which I was like, dope. I want to talk to this guy.
Ooh, No, we're not gonna do a love triangle again.
I mean,
again.
I want to.
Have you met
with this shit?
another demigod
It wasn't
that,
really,
like, that
that
isn't- that
she
you aren't-
wasn't really in it.
Yeah.
Y'all just
that you
thought
aren't
she was.
related to?
have I met a demigod that I'm not related
I mean,
to?
this
Yeah.
is like your third cousin.
Potentially. Like, I might have met
Fourth
some
cousin?
in and out.
Yeah, that's
of,
fine in the South.
oh, like,
Yeah, let's go down to Alabama. You got this.
but mostly, I just want to chat with somebody who has the experience of being divine.
Of being able to go Hades, right? And then they're like, yeah, that's terrible.
It's like great uncle Hades, right? So Grunkle,
Mm.
and then Grunkle's kid would be
That's
like
that's
fourth or
plenty
fifth
removed.
cousin.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
plenty of
We
space to
have
get your
closer
sword on.
branches on my family
We're
tree.
not doing can I have a kid with this person math because I can't have kids anyways as part of my character
I'm
story.
You probably
Can't either.
That means that you can bang whoever you want without consequence.
So that means that if
And you
Felix
can adopt.
stays with remix, she won't have kids either.
And
Yeah.
if it's
and I have
remixed,
kids.
you
I'm a
literally can
clone.
bang whoever you want.
I don't know.
This is all stuff that we'll explore.
So
Like,
I do want to point out we're all like 15, 16.
well,
By next
it's
season,
like-
we'll be 18.
I wanted.
Will we?
Yeah.
well, because
We were
by the time we get
14.
to season 3, everybody will be able to unlock the
Adult moves?
the adult moves, but also the
Yeah, next level up, I get to do the lower moves.
Ooh, shit. When you've taken 5 advances.
Yep.
Yep, and
I'm
one
taking 5.
Yeah,
and,
I've
and one of them
taken
is
6,
to
yeah.
is basically you age into your
adult moves.
adult persona.
What
So-
are the adult moves?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Basically, they are much better versions of the
What
basic
we've been doing.
moves.
Yeah.
Magpie, y'all wrote this for like
I-
long play.
Well,
Yeah.
most PBTA games are probably in the like 10 to 20 range of things. So if we do another
We're
show,
going on 11.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
11, and
about
another show is
right
like
to
soon would
hit.
be 16. So it's
Yeah.
right in that space. And a lot of these games do have a move that is essentially, I take this character out and make sure that it's okay. Like, because that way you don't have to worry about like, oh yes, so-and-so left the game, so their character gets hit with a piano, and that's the end of it. Like, that's always kind of a weird thing to do. But that's the thing is you know, with a forthcoming arc, you know, we're gonna get to see the beginning, the middle, and the end of their stories. Like, even if you don't necessarily take the
Adult moves.
the adult move that's like the character becomes
Retires. Yeah,
retires.
they're retired.
You know, I think that's we're at that point where you're going to be now the story is going to be you're on the cusp of adulthood, and that's where are you the owl or are you sparrow question comes in. And you know, like, how do you handle knowing that you have this massive power within you, and how do you handle the fact that you're Arete,
wonderful.
bang.
I've really gotten used to being drop dead gorgeous.
Just
I
take
think
this
it's
mug.
just gonna drink the hot one juice.
Bouquet George.
I just like that character thing. It's so fun to
Or
play with
do you,
an annoying guy.
you know, is this where you decide, as the Janus, do you decide that maybe you're done being a hero, like now that you've walked away from your previous identity, like, and is shifting into that playbook being a like you not completely wanting to abandon that life, but also still being like, but I also just want to work at a Dr. Pepperoni's, and I don't like, you know.
You're worth so much more.
I live for minimum wage.
But that's what normal
$7.25 an hour,
kids do.
you know.
So
$7.25.
I'm very excited about where we are.
And then-
I'm excited about where we want to go. Do we want to make the end of session moves here?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
while
lost my pencil that way.
while you guys think about those end of session moves, let's do some promo. So,
Theoretically, by the time they're listening to this, they've heard Aegon and Zweihander.
right. So if not, please go back and listen to Aegon and Zweihander. Aegon is our we've got kind of a mythology theme going on with a lot of our shows this year. Aegon is where we have explored mythic heroes who are fighting for their destinies, and everybody wants to be the hero that is remembered, but they still need to band together to fight against evil things, and they're making their way home, and hopefully they make it there. So if you really liked all of the mythology stuff in this season, definitely check out Aegon, because there's going to be a lot more remixes of that kind of stuff. I'm playing a ton of Assassin's Creed Odyssey to get in the mood, and it is working so far. Also, Zweihander, by the time you guys see this, we will have played Zweihander, and everybody will have randomly made their characters, and you're going to get to see a lot of our crew members playing characters that they normally wouldn't play, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun to watch them do that in a world that is grim and perilous, but I feel like in the same sense that like Evil Dead 2 is a horror movie. Like, yes, there's scary stuff and monsters, but there's also an undercurrent of dark humor that I think is very, very, very fun.
In a world that is grim and perilous.
Then we're also going to be playing City of Mist, which is kind of the completion of our mythology mashup trilogy, where
3 out of 8.
yeah, you guys were on the hot foot and that's what we picked. But that's okay, because I feel like there are different genres, and City of Mist I think is going to be fun because it is they're going to get a chance to play with a bunch of different mythologies beyond just like, oh, we're all in a specific pantheon. So you'll get to see like what happens when Paul Bunyan clashes with Peter Pan, and Dracula is their best friend living down the hall or whatever. So you'll get to see some kind of American gods, or The Wolf Among Us is also a great example of that kind of.
Making season 2.
Then our next long plays are going to be Delta Green, which is where we're going to bring the house down a little bit for some dark and.
I'm sorry, have we not cried enough?
You picked it. I didn't.
This is so.
Yes, Rob had nothing to do with our choices whatsoever.
Well, hey, I gave you a bunch, and these are the ones that you picked. But I think that's going to be a great blend of the investigative stuff that our team enjoys, but also the drama that occurs in the downtime as these hardy investigators of eldritch horrors also have to deal with their home lives and how that stuff impacts everything. So, like, I think there's going to be some great spooky moments, but there's also going to be some great inner drama moments of, like, little kids being like, "Mom, why do you cry every night?" I've seen the true horrors of Dread Azathoth.
Like Cthulhu in my bathtub.
Yeah.
Seen some shit.
Yeah, seen some shit, kid.
You didn't finish your homework.
And then we're going to be doing Bulldogs, which is going to be a great palate cleanser of wacky action comedy hijinks in space. And then our final long play is going to be Things from the Flood, which is where we return to our characters from Tales from the Loop in the 90s. And that's going to be a nice mix of sad nostalgia, just because most of with the 80s, it was sort of received wisdom, but not that the players have actually experienced the 90s because they were alive.
Grunge. So much grunge.
I already picked my favorite song, if that's still a thing.
What is it?
You'll have to wait and see, yo.
Except it's sung by Eddie Vedder. Toss a crumb to the witcher.
That's prime session 0 content right there.
Yeah. And then we'll be rounding out the year playing Worldwide Wrestling, another PBTA game that is going to be a ton of fun as it blends the line between professional wrestling and RPGs. We are also gratefully sponsored this year by both Evil Hat Productions and Arc Dream Publishing. So thank you for your
They gave us.
but those two gave us money.
Yes.
So again, cut this part. And we also do have support from various publishers like Andrews McNeil Publishing for our Zweihander game, and we were very thankful for everybody who has helped us out to put this podcast together, whether you are a publisher, whether you are somebody who listens to us, or is
Donates to the Patreon,
or is one of our friends of Pat Rayon. donate to our Patreon.
Chat with us in Discord.
Yes, hang out with us in Discord. Also, like, subscribe, and review the podcast and the YouTube channels.
yes.
We are
I watch them daily.
slowly but surely building those
There's a
numbers.
Hit that bell so you get notified.
Yeah, honestly, hit us up on Discord. Is that just for Patreon people?
Yes.
Mhm.
So if you're a Patreon person, like you can at us and ask us questions. We love answering all of our
Like,
shit.
Patreon is they are the one who chose Remix's name.
Mhm.
It's a good name.
They are choosing a bunch of stuff for our
It was way better than Aka.
Akka was a great name.
Akka was going to be amazing.
you,
I
Was.
suggested it. You guys didn't go with it.
they are going to choose the islands that the heroes of Aegon are in. Basically, they chose in what order they're going to be hitting, and they also got access to unique write-ups. Like if you want to use Hades in your home game, I'm going to write them up. If you want to use Remix in your home game of Masks, I'm going to write them up. And Patreon members get those write-ups because we are
Your own
above our
awkward
level.
dates.
Yes, for your own awkward, weird dates with your close friends who you consider family. So
We also record all our session zeros, and they're on.
yes,
Oh yeah.
session zeros and live shows as well.
Live shows.
We're still in the process of figuring out
We recently
when
released
and
to the
where.
public Star Wars.
So, all right, everybody's falling asleep. Let's get this done. End of the session.
Oh
Right.
damn. Hey, what
I
up?
know what I have for that.
Yeah,
You-
no. This is
You got it?
Yeah.
No? No?
I do.
Yes?
I do.
Then you start.
Jordan does. Jordan grew into her own image of herself. I finally unlocked my moment of truth. So I was able to build into the image of myself as my heroine. So that's why.
Yeah,
'Cause, you know,
perfect.
I unlocked
So
my
how
moment
you
of
how
truth.
you shifting your labels? Oh, and don't forget you do get to lock a label for
moment of truth.
Moment of Truth.
Oh, I forgot. So I'm gonna lock Savior. Ding, +3.
I'm gonna
Would you like a
defend.
pen?
I
You
will
want
do
me up
that.
after the
Danger
show.
free?
I know. I'm like, which
I'm
one?
actually gonna move my freak up and my danger down
Okay.
because I feel she's becoming more controlled and she's more finessed with unleashing her powers now.
Okay.
So
All right. Who's next?
Me.
All right. Do it.
So I think that although I did fight alongside the team in a great big battle, I think most significant parts for Horizon was his moments with his father. So I think he grew into himself. And I think as a result of that, he's going to shift his mundane up and his superior down.
Okay. Did you end up locking your label?
I never locked a label, but
Okay.
You
I
gotta
can.
get
You should
on
probably
that
do that
shit,
now.
sir.
Yeah. I didn't know if it would be fair to do it in the middle of the season. So
Yay! Do it now. We're at the end.
okay. I will need to borrow a pen.
I
I
just made a big
think
box.
Sparrow also grew into her own image of herself. Her image of herself is as the leader of the team, and she took that role like a lot today.
Mhm.
And then also just as problematic as it was, the owl saying like it's time, you're ready to take over whatever as the owl, which we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, for about like 5 episodes or so.
Fuck nuggets. Regardless, she grew into her own image of herself. So I think we're gonna take danger down because she's just not as frightened of the danger anymore. Like she feels more in charge of it
Okay.
and more able to handle it.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna take Superior up.
Okay.
Because the leadership.
I'm gonna go with grew away from the team, not because like any individual, but because he's having a debate with himself on whether or not he can have the responsibility of being a hero.
It's okay. You can say Helix. I'm joking. That's a
Which
joke.
leaves me the debate on because I'm supposed to take influence away from somebody, but it wasn't really a person. If that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
could just take it away from Helix anyway.
That's fine.
I mean, finding out that Helix is
Yeah.
aftershock might pull you away from her just by
Wait,
sheer
did the
virtue of
team
the
find
fact.
out?
I'm
You were the
assuming
only
that the
one who
team
heard
found
it,
out.
Yeah, I would
Well, I
have told
found
the
out.
team.
Yeah,
In
right.
the future.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like the Paragons would have been like, you'll have to fucking loop us in on what the fuck happened.
And I'm sure. Well,
Do we
I
have
feel,
to tell him?
No, I feel like y'all know, but I feel like
I wouldn't have told him.
No.
No.
I don't think I told
Don't
him.
give the
Probably
man
gonna
what he
ask for a
wants.
report, but I guess we'll figure that out in season 3.
Well, we'll be in the future in season 3. It
Yeah.
won't come up, I'm sure.
okay. And last but certainly not least,
All right. So I think Helix grew into her own image of herself. It's not because I unlatched my moment of truth and became a big scary monster. It's because I gave the power away.
no, that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
So what labels are you shifting?
Well, maybe.
And what label are you locking?
Okay, I'm definitely gonna lock danger
Okay.
because
Those 3.
Helix has power forever, and also she's aftershock. So that's locking.
So I'm gonna punch some dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that, she's danger forever. I definitely think that maybe, should Superior go up?
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah, please do.
Freak goes down, Superior goes up.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Can I have a pen, please?
Because
Pencil?
you gave away that power.
I mean, we'll get you a pen after the show.
Or, sorry, pencil. Yeah.
I don't normally keep pens on the table because
Mhm.
it doesn't normally make sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Their character sheets in pen.
So
Brain.
Demons.
Yeah.
I would like to thank everyone who has stuck with us through this season. It has been a ride. I am so glad that I was able to play more games with these characters and these players, and to put it all on audio and video for everyone. Masks is by far and away our most popular show, and I went into this year not thinking that we would be able to meet that demand, but the fortunes aligned and we were able to. And not only were we able to, but I think we did a fantastic job. Like I don't want to be like we were really great, but
But we were really great.
But we were really great.
To your own horn, beep beep.
I'm proud of it. Yeah.
I think that just judging by the audience reaction of the people at the table, you know, I think it was a great ride, and I think we're all very excited at the possibility of another season.
Mhm.
We would also, I guess I also want to throw out a thank you to our friends at Magpie for making an amazing game that is rapidly becoming one of my favorite. Actually, it is one of my favorite Powered by the Apocalypse games. If you love teen superheroes, just do it. You will have a blast. Like it is one of the games that when people ask me I have friends who want to get into gaming, it's up there because it nails its themes so well. So, for Theater of the Mind players, this is
Ethan Eichstead Anderson.
Tawny P. Thompson, the greatest bird detective.
Tony Cheek, definitely not Aftershock.
Jordan Fishburne. I'm not going to say my cup name because that's not referring to me.
oh girl.
No, okay. We're not going to have this discussion. That's not what it's about. I played the hot characters, okay? That's why the hot one comes
She's also
in.
a really big fan of that show where they eat chicken wings.
Oh,
The hot ones.
Hot ones.
Yeah.
you haven't
I
seen
get
that?
that.
I didn't know
Okay.
it was a show.
So no, I'm not.
And a special thank you to our returning alumna.
Danielle Britton.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much for coming back, Danielle, and we're looking forward to playing with you more in the future.
Oh, I'll come back anytime. And you know I'm coming back for season 3.
Mhm.
That's a guarantee, baby.
Mm.
Well, it
And
has to be.
As always, our amazingly talented Lord of the Board,
Brad Davies.
Off-camera puns.
off-camera puns.
Off-camera
Like,
fun.
I feel like these are like titles, like Lieutenant Off-Camera Puns.
and our game master.
And I am Rob Wieland. We'd like to thank you all for joining us for Masks Past Tense. And just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. I should really just relax.